Hey everybody, tonight we're debating whether or not feminism is helping or harming society, and we are starting right now with Mahleej's opening statement. Thanks for being with us, Mahleej. The floor is all yours.
Hi, James. Hi, everyone. Uh, I feel like I keep repeating myself with these opening statements. Basically, I should just say feminism is better because we can see that I can sit here in front of you and I have the right that I can open my mouth and, put my thoughts up here. But, anyways, for people that are watching me the first time, my name is Mahleej. I was born in Pakistan and I've been living in Canada for about 27 years. I was a beauty queen, but then that led me to talk about women's rights, women's empowerment. And of course, I also stand with the human rights. So I want a society that's progressive, non-patriarchal, and that stands with the, human right values and stuff. So my argument is that, hang on. So my argument is why feminism is good for society, or I should say why it is good for women. Feminism is good as it gives women the freedom to live life on their own terms. To me, feminism is equality plus equity in education, workspace, marriage, choosing a partner, choosing to have a kid. It is also good, it's made women aware of their own rights that were denied to them for centuries. So I'm going to give you a little bit comparison of like what used to happen before and where we are today. So before the first wave of feminism, which began in the mid 19th century, women's rights were varied widely depending on the time period, location, and social class, but they were generally severely restricted compared to men. So there was limited property ownership. Married women had no independent property rights under the legal doctrine of covenanture, common in English-speaking countries. A woman's legal identity was subsumed by her husband upon marriage. Any property she brought into the marriage became his, and she couldn't own or manage property independently. No control over earnings. Women, especially married ones, had no legal rights to own their wages or income. If they worked, their earnings often legally belonged to their husbands. And it was just like recently that we are allowed to have like a bank account and all that stuff. Inheritance restrictions. While unmarried women might inherit property, their rights were often curtailed compared to male heirs. In many cases, property passed to male relatives rather than daughters or wives. Political rights. No voting rights. Women were almost universally excluded from voting or holding public office. Political participation was seen as a male domain, and women were considered unfit for such responsibilities. No legal voice. They couldn't serve on juries, testify in court in many instances, or participate in the creation of enforcement of laws. Education and employment. Limited education, access to formal education was restricted. Most women were educated only in domestic skills like sewing or household cooking, cleaning, and all that stuff, rather than academic subjects. Higher education institutions like universities were close to them. Employment barriers. Women's work was largely confined to domestic sphere or low paying jobs. Like seamstress, servants, professional careers like law, medicine, etc., were inaccessible, and societal norms discouraged women from working outside the home, especially after marriage. Okay, so marriage and family. Subordination in marriage. Wives were legally and socially subordinated to their husband. They had little to no say in family decision, and obedience was expected. Divorce was rare, difficult to obtain, and usually only granted on terms favoring men. Custody rights. In the rare case of separation or divorce, women typically lost custody of their children as fathers were seen as the legal guardians. No reproductive autonomy. Women had no control over family planning on their own bodies within marriage. Contraception was limited, often illegal, and marital consent was not recognized concept, meaning husbands had unrestricted sexual access. Um, so, um, and you know what, like variation across cultures and class, upper versus lower classes. We can go on into there, but like, in just a short form, that's just what I wanted to tell you, that this is where we were before. And you can see obviously throughout the years where we are now, we can see women in all kinds of profession. Women are independent, they're making their own money, they're in politics, and they're actually doing better than most men. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that opening. We're going to kick it over to JimBob. JimBob, thanks very much for being with us as well. The floor is all yours. You might be on mute. Let me check. Ready
There
for
you
you.
go. Sorry. Yeah, I heard in the opening there that women, it's better that they live on their own terms now. That's not even true. If it were true that women live on their own terms, they would actually be able to give themselves the rights that you said that they were granted by men with guns. So not only is that untrue that they're living on their own terms, they're actually living entirely dependent on the force and the labor of men. Going back into history a little bit, some people don't realize when you study women's liberation, you come upon some really interesting points of fact when you go back. For instance, during the suffrage, which really kicked off this kind of phase of modern feminism. By the way, all forms of feminism are completely trash. Back when women's suffrage started, there was an all-female referendum. The only one that existed in Massachusetts in 1895, and only 4% of eligible women bothered to even vote. In 57 total towns, not a single woman voted for suffrage. Now, case in point, Susan B. Anthony, one of the loudest faces in the movement, she actually set up structures to oppose women in these referendums, knowing that they would vote against what they were pushing, right? And you say, why was this? Well, Susan B. Anthony actually said, well, they don't know better. It sounds awfully like the argument my opponent is levying against men, that women don't know better. Well, Susan B. Anthony levied that exact argument against the women who said, no, we actually don't want the right to vote. We don't want this, right? And so she says she blames their conditional servitude. Suffrage leaders like Anna Howard Shaw and the rest, they kept proposing referendums, and continuously what happened is the women, the mothers, the virtuous women of society who felt it was their duty and obligation to society to raise good human beings. The best place for them, the best thing for them to do was raise the next generation of awesome, good people, not to compete with men in arenas where even later today they are still completely outperformed. Women's membership in the anti-suffrage activist organization outnumbered the women's membership in the pro. So the anti always outweighed. Now, it's interesting that the rhetoric is always what women wanted, what women want, what do women want now? Well, it turns out historically, and for about 70 years, actually, what women wanted was exactly the opposite of what these goblins were pushing on them at the time, right? So just for a little bit of context, right? Around the passage of about 70 years after the Seneca Falls Convention in 1848, it was after 70 years, still people weren't agreeing with this. Women. It was women. It's not men, taping their mouths shut. Don't talk, lady. The women were saying, no, we don't want this. Now, a couple of misconceptions here. Women were never formally or legally barred from education. That's often a talking point. Tracking back to 1970, women have had higher literacy and higher school graduation rates than men. Women were never banned from political activism. In fact, they had many successful lobbying organizations. It was the place in which they did things is the only thing that changed, right? So there was already women speaking on behalf of the home, on behalf of children, on behalf of other women, arguing for such things. Case in point, the prohibition came before the 19th Amendment. So that was already in place, and it didn't require them getting some sort of hired status equal to men. It wasn't required, in fact. What else we got here? The fact there's a myth that women were barred from working outside the home. They just chose otherwise, right? They mostly chose otherwise. In fact, there's a backswing now with feminism where women are starting to realize, well, maybe it wasn't such a great idea to place ourselves equally and force ourselves into the world of men, into the rat race, into debt. It turns out women, since they've been given credit cards, hold a pretty fair amount of the consumer debt. To argue that that's a good thing for women is strange, considering I wouldn't argue that's a good thing for men or women. So it's not a good thing for women to be in debt. The voting patterns, you've heard in all the debates here, the voting patterns ironically lead to more authoritarian power, which needs to be deployed and upheld by men, not by women. So women often vote in favor of some sort of, almost, I call it a daycare center type of governance, but they require men to enforce their wants and needs, right? They can't do it themselves. And that's fine. That's actually more consistent with an anti-feminist approach. Men keeping women safe from these environments, from the feminist movement. It's often seen as derogatory or misogynistic. You should let them in the horrific environments where they get assaulted and abused and murdered and worse, right? For us to want to protect them, that's some awful thing. Now, when we talk about what's better for society, how could something be better for society if the liberation of women leads to literally no society? How can something be good for society if the result is that less and less women have children? How could that be good for society? It can't be good for society. It actually requires women to be homemakers, that for a society to flourish, to actually sustain itself. So it's backwards to say, liberate yourselves, get out of there. You know, there's no duty or obligation as women for society at all, right? So at the same time, there's sort of like an unevenness now because, you know, they want equality. And yet when they say, oh, let us out in the workforce, let us in the places that you guys are in, let us do all the things that you guys do. And then, but when it comes down to enforcing that as some sort of legal norm, they're like, no, we can't do that. You guys have to do that for us. And so what the question tonight is, not just what's better for society, whether feminism is better for society. No one could possibly argue that a woman who forfeits the most fertile time of her existence in her 20s to early 30s, mid 30s, forfeits that to pursue a lanyard and some sort of credit and some sort of certificate so that she can continue her debt, right? How could it be good rendering a bunch of women who would otherwise be the mothers of our next generation, rendering them to tired, old, worn out women who are, you know, in their late 40s, hoping to be invited to a wedding so they can talk to some young chap, right? That's not a win for women, okay? The men and women are different. The wins for women are not the same as the wins for men. Feminism is based on an essential lie. The lie is people are equal. People aren't equal. Even among men, men are not equal. So this idea that people ought to have rights equally across the board, well, those are privileges provided by people who you're not equal with. That's why you have to ask them for rights. If women were equal and earned equality, they would actually do what the men do, which is you actually have to fight for that. People actually die for this. Women don't. I mean, women, we don't want them to either. I don't want to place women in war situations. They're not capable of that, generally speaking. There's a couple of questionable outliers there. Lastly, I want to go to the duties part because I can't say it enough. When someone like my opponent says what's better for women and they're better off pursuing what they want and what they love in the world and everything they want to do, what they're saying is their wants and needs at an individual level is more important than the duty for them to be a part of society and reproduce the next generation of society. Meanwhile, to argue that you ought to have rights, you're arguing simultaneously that someone else has the duty to defend those rights, and never is it you. Never is it you. So my question to the feminists listening and the opposition tonight is simply asking, well, if men have a duty to defend your rights, what duty do you have to society if they're the ones defending your rights? You have no duties. Feminism has zero duties, and it's impossible to say something's good for society over time if there's no duty at all. It's all feminism is me, I want stuff, I have grievances, give me what I love, and what it results in, higher divorce rates, a splitting of the family as a unit, a movement away from traditionalism, a movement away from decency, and a direction toward females. This is another point, and I'll finish up here. Females, their leverage is sex and motherhood. That's their leverage in society. Men's leverage is power, brute force, okay? The problem with feminism as it's posed is it sells women this idea to take the thing they have leverage over men, sex, being a mother, their purity, right? Their virginity. Let's get down to it. Their virginity is their leverage. And feminism teaches those women to use that and spread it thinly over many men, many strangers in society. And they call that liberation. I call it nonsense.
Thank you very much for that opening statement. Mahleej and JimBob, the floor is all yours.
So there was a lot of points, a lot of things that were set up there, but I'm going to start with saying that to say that feminism is all about me, 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 me. Well, it was always about men, 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 and what is good for men, starting with, the religions that we follow, created by men, for men, everything written in there is for men. And what my opponent just reduced me down to was just a whole that I was given by God or whoever made me, and my value is going to be defined on that whole and the purity that it brings. Do you understand? So I am not looked upon as a human being. Like, I have no feelings, no nothing. I should be only used for my whole, and my purpose is to birth kids, stay at home, and that's it. That's all I am worth.
Okay, let's stop there. Hold on. One thing at a time. I'll take things that were never said for 500, Alex. No, I actually referred to motherhood as one of the most important duties women could bring to society. Is mothering reducing you to a strict whole? The act of being a mother, are you a mother?
Yes, I am.
Okay, when you mother your child and show them love and guidance, are you being a whole?
No.
Okay, good.
That we are virgins. That's a virgin. You said we have to be virgins. What did I say? To show our purity.
No, I didn't say that. I said your leverage. Would you agree that men's leverage in society is pure power, pure force?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, it is. I mean, if you had to ask men for rights, it's because you couldn't actually take them and make them yourself. You needed the brute force, right?
Because men controlled everything.
That's right. Because of brute force, right? Okay. Because of brute force. So you agree that men, what's peculiar to men as a group, right, is that we have brute force, right? That's a leverage, right? It's unfair almost. It's like, oh, it's unfair. They're stronger, right? Okay. I'm asking you from your position, what leverage do women have if men's leverage is force?
To men, it's birthing kids.
Yes. Is that a strong leverage point?
I don't think so. No.
It's not. So why is it that if it's not a strong leverage point, what followed suit in the feminist liberation movement was free sexuality? Was it all directed towards sexuality?
That's not to have kids.
I understand, but
about sexual partners, but not about kids.
I know. What is sex for inside a society?
What do you mean? What is sex for?
What's the best?
Which society are you talking about?
Okay,
this society?
Regardless, any society that needs human beings to maintain the society, would you agree that sex, one of the purposes of sex would be to procreate, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. From your view, do you have any duty as a woman to procreate to society?
I don't have a duty. I can, but I don't think I have a duty that I have to have a child.
Okay. So if we all held your view, if all the women in the world, in the society held your view, they would hold a view that they have no duty to maintain the next generation of society.
Yeah.
Okay. And from your view, you get to live out your life without a duty to maintain and produce the next generation of society. Meanwhile, expecting the men who hold the majority of force, the monopoly of force, to protect your pursuit of a dutyless life. They have a duty to protect your dutyless life, right?
See, the thing is, we're not talking about which era are you talking about. We have a lot of duties now.
No. Listen to the question.
No, I didn't.
You're not answering my question. I simply asked this.
No. The thing was that you mentioned a lot of points. You didn't even let me finish, and you just got me on there. Oh, with the kids and this and this. No, you stated that our purity is being virgins. You specifically
that's your
said
leverage.
That,
that's your power. Your power.
No, that's not our power. Why? If I am not a virgin, do I lose my power?
A little bit of you lose a little bit of your leverage. I'm sorry. I'll tell you. You lose some of your leverage in society the more partners you gain.
How will you know how many partners I have?
Well, unless you're a liar, you'll ask.
Oh, men don't lie. People don't lie. I can tell anything. What are you going to measure? How are you going to measure how many partners I've been with?
Whoa. If you meet someone and you want to marry them and that comes up and that's important to them, they might ask. Now, it turns out that it's less important to women how many partners men have. Why do you think that is?
It's not. It's important to me how many partners anybody that I'm dating, it's important to me, and guys don't tell you the truth.
Why is it? So you admit it is important.
It is important to a certain extent.
Okay, so if leverage, if it's a point of contention and it's something that might affect your future in starting a relationship and settling down with someone, if for both people it's important to keep your body count down, then you admit that sex and staying pure, the least amount of partners is probably a good thing for you, right?
No. What you're saying
you're in a contradiction.
You gotta be a virgin.
I didn't say gotta be anything.
Value. Hang on. A man doesn't lose value. Doesn't matter how many he sleeps with, right?
But a woman does.
That's your thinking.
But a woman does.
Right? Because see, the thing is, all women have wanted is not even equality. We just want to be human beings.
You are treated as a human being.
Let me talk. No, you're not treating us as human beings. Human beings are not locked in the door and provide sex whenever they want and have as
you mean like OnlyFans? You mean like OnlyFans?
Those babies.
Is doing OnlyFans treating yourself as a human being?
Why not? What's wrong with it?
It is? Okay. So your argument is you're just a sex object, yet it's liberating for women to treat themselves as a sex object, purely. Nice.
Women were always treated as sex objects. You guys had women slaves.
Are you not listening? Are you not? Is it?
No. Because women have always been subjugated to sex and used for sexual pleasure of men. This is the first. Hang on, let me finish. This is the first time in the history with OnlyFans that women actually controlled that money and more
so
of that
powerful.
money Then when we had the porn stars, when we had Pornhub, those women didn't get paid anything.
Is that good? Is that
Nowadays,
good for women?
I see the OnlyFans girls, they actually are investing their money into smart things. They're not blowing it up in drugs.
Okay, cool. Oh, right. There's not a habitual correlation between pornography and drugs. Okay. Is it
talk about OnlyFans and drugs.
Is OnlyFans good for women?
See, we were talking about something else, purity, and you jumped onto OnlyFans. Is it good for women? I'm no one to judge anybody. If it is,
right? Because yeah. So you're no one to judge, but you are someone to judge if men look at women and say, you know what? It's better for you and better for a future family for you not to do these things. It's actually better for both of us if we don't have a lot of partners, sexual partners, men and women. But the point is, what I'm trying to draw out with you is this.
No. Men say that we can sleep with as many as we want, and that is actually encouraged.
What?
The more a man he's looked at as a player. But if a woman sleeps with a lot of guys, she's a slut. That is the society.
Right.
That is what we do. Right?
I know. Why is it?
A slut is a slut. If you're sleeping with 100 guys, 100 women, you're a slut too.
Who are the gatekeepers of sex?
Sometimes women.
The only time women are not the gatekeepers of sex is when a man forces himself on a woman, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So hold on. Stop. So you agree that for the most part, 99% of the time, absent some horrific act, women are the gatekeepers of sex. Does that mean being a gatekeeper, is that equal to having leverage?
Well, it depends. Gatekeepers. We're not gatekeepers when we're married and we don't want to have sex, and we were forced into having sex and forced into having kids.
Hello.
That was most of the history.
I didn't ask about marriage. I'm talking about pre-marriage. Are you not the gatekeepers of sex?
Yeah, it's up to us to have sex. Yes.
That's right. Is that leverage?
I don't think so. It's leverage. I don't use my vagina as a leverage against anybody. I don't know why you keep bringing that up.
Okay. Do women use their vagina as leverage?
Some women probably do, not all.
Okay. So it's possible because I'm trying to find for you, actually, I'm trying to find from your view, if we both agree, I heard you say it in the other debates, you agree with me and you say men have a monopoly on brute force, right? We do.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. What do women have as a leverage point? If it's not brute force, what is it?
We have a lot to offer to the society, right?
I didn't ask what you have to offer.
Not just our vaginas. We're not, see, what you're trying to say is that what we have is we control the world with our vaginas.
I didn't ask what you have to offer. I asked, what do you have for a leverage? That's different. Do you know what I mean by leverage?
Nowadays, we have a lot of leverage. We have a lot of different
Can you tell me what I think?
roles that we play besides from just being a wife and a mother.
Can you tell me what you think I mean by leverage?
Control, like control.
Yeah, some influence, right? So if men control the brute force and the law and upholding your rights and upholding the law and the rest of it, including, like, generally speaking, military at the world level as well, what I'm asking from you is, because they have that leverage, the leverage they have, do you think that men should use the leverage that they have with responsibility, that they have a duty to use it responsibly?
They should.
Okay. Hold on. This is great. If you hold that men have the monopoly of force, and with that monopoly comes responsibility and a duty to use it properly, how is it that you just said earlier that you have no duty as a woman?
No duty to have kids and just provide sex to a man. No, I don't have duty. Just because I'm born with a vagina doesn't mean that some man has to have sex with me and I have to have kids.
Look, I didn't say that. I'm asking you.
No, you are saying that.
No, watch. If man's duty, from your view, you're placing duties on men, right? Men have the brute force. Men have a monopoly.
We're not placing duties on men. No. Men place these duties on themselves. You guys created armies. You guys created that system.
I just asked you.
Created by men, right?
Mahleej,
so don't put it on us.
Mahleej, Mahleej, I just asked you. We can rewind it. I said, men have the monopoly of force, and with the monopoly comes responsibility. Should men have a duty to use that force responsibly? You said yes.
Yes.
So therefore you're claiming men do have a duty, right? Now, when men like me ask you, what is your duty to society? If a man's duty to society is to responsibly use force, what's your duty to society?
We are teachers, we're nurses. We have lots of different roles to play in the society.
Okay.
Our role is not only as a mother and having babies, and that's exactly what it is. Back in the days, in dark ages, where women were just like, okay, you know what, baby making machine, you stay at home. It was all designed by you, right? This whole armies are created by you men. You men fight each other, so you need to have those brute forces.
Yeah.
Right.
And what do you,
control. And thank you for saying that we still haven't reached there. We're still under control of men, and we haven't even.
That's right.
We have just gone here, and men are already screaming, "Oh my God!"
No. Do you agree?
No. You've been talking a lot. Everything is feminist fault. And all this, where they still control majority, and they're still yapping because we have had maybe 20% of rights to live as we want. They want to take that right away as well. They want us to sit at home, have babies, provide sex to a man, okay, whenever he wants, because there's nothing called as marital rape, right? So yeah, that's it. They want to reduce us to the vaginas that we were, and you better be a virgin. Otherwise, you have no value.
Well, it just turns out that if you are pure and a virgin, you have higher value to a man. That's just
pure to who? Pure to who? And pure in what context?
So the man.
Who decides that?
I'm trying to talk.
My purity?
I'm trying to talk. A man who's seeking a wife, right, is seeking a wife under a specific paradigm, right? Now, what is it? What's mostly common correlated with the term wife and a family? Would you say in the West? Would you say traditionalism?
Yeah, traditional family values, whatever you want.
So so you're not confused why a man seeking a traditional home, a traditional family, would probably be seeking a woman who hasn't had sex with 1,000 people, right?
It depends on different men. It depends. Honestly, it depends.
A traditional man. I just said
conservative religious man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if a conservative, okay, great. So a conservative religious man, you understand why it is in their view that they would be seeking a low body count woman as the mother of their children, right?
Yeah, they can have their preferences, but the conservative religious man also don't keep it in their pants. They're not virgins. It's the hypocrisy, it's the double standard.
Well, no,
that
it's
the
not.
conservative religious men keep. Purity also means for you in your religion that you also have to be a virgin, not that you've slept with 100 women and now the guy is looking for a virgin.
I understand.
You know?
I understand, but we already explained that because women are the gatekeepers of sex, the way women respond to men with a lot of partners is not the same as men responding. So even if you said it's a double standard, well, yeah, the point is men and women are not the same. So why are you saying it should be an equal standard if we both agree that men and women don't actually value all the same things, right? Isn't it fair to say, generally speaking, men and women, when they're sizing up a potential wife or husband, they're not actually looking at the same baseball cards? Does that make sense?
Well, in men's view, like for me, yes, it would matter to me. It depends. You know what? If my ex has had a lot of partners and they're not on his mind and he's not keeping up with them and everything is over, it doesn't matter to me what happened in your past. But if it's still prolonging and all that stuff, then it comes up to there. Because I'm not thinking from that religious background. See, the religious men, they want to do everything. They will sleep with whoever they want. But when it comes to finding a wife, they're going to look for somebody that is a virgin. Now, one more thing. Since we are the gatekeepers, right? Do you understand how many men we say no to before we go and sleep with selected men? Whereas men will be out there just trying to sleep with whoever they can get.
That makes sense, because that makes sense. That's actually definitional to why you're gatekeepers. Yeah. Yeah, that's why you're gatekeepers.
So considering that, I don't think women are going around sleeping with that many men.
Well, you're saying today, in comparison to the numbers in before women's liberation, how many have been increased? Do you think?
Because before that we had no rights, right? Of course.
Hold on a second. The reason
we had no rights to our own bodies.
Hold on. The reason that there's a massive increase in the amount of men that women sleep with is because you were given rights. That's perfect example of why it wasn't a good idea.
We had no right to our bodies. We had no right to our bodies.
It looks like hold on. It looks like, Mahleej, that it looks like there was probably some good intuition not to give you guys sexual liberty, given that you've taken it and turned, for the most part, turn yourself into sexual objects, into empty vessels, putting yourself on the internet. Do you know that like 10%?
Oh my God.
Hold on.
You know what? Let's not talk about sexual objects.
Hold on. Do you know that 10% of all women between like 20 and 30 have an OnlyFans account?
Yeah, good for them.
That's good, right? For you. That's a good
for
thing.
Them. Yeah.
How is that good
for them?
How is that good for society?
Society, you get a lot of taxes. We pay a lot of taxes, which pays for everything else. We're contributing towards the society.
Okay, so materialism is your standard for what's good for society.
No, it's not materialism. If
money,
my taxes are paying for somebody's food stamps
and
paying somebody's food, I don't think they're living a very materialistic. Hang on to that sexualization of women. In the history, we were taken as sex slaves. And in the wars that these men go fight, and they were like, we die for women. You know what? We die for women. And what happens to those women whose husbands have been dead? The opposition will come. They will take them as sex slaves. They will get raped. You know what I mean? So the women suffer more because they're alive and raped over and over again.
Really? Okay.
Hang on. You spoke a lot. Let me talk about the sexualization of women. We were traded, passed on. You can start from kings to whatever.
What stopped that?
Have multiple women.
Yeah, you know what stopped that?
Women across. But women couldn't go and sleep around with men.
I understand. Yeah, so do you know...
you sexualized us first. You used to trade us as commodity. We were like money. Exchanged.
Hold on a second. Yeah, and now you're doing it for yourselves. Now you're trading yourselves.
Why is that different now?
Now you're trading yourself as commodity, and you're saying it's good, right? You just contradicted yourself.
Yeah, because we got rid of the pimp. The thing is, the pimps...
hold on.
The pimps were making money from us, sexualizing us, selling us.
Who owns the OnlyFans? Wait. Who owns the OnlyFans companies?
It's a guy that owns it, but still, it's a huge difference.
Yeah,
It's
stop
a
yelling.
huge
You got to
difference.
stop yelling. Okay, so what you just did is you said it's really good for women to sell their sex on OnlyFans. It's good for the economy, you said. And then you went back in history and said they were owned and they got into all these terrible situations. Do you know that there's also a fairly high correlation between sex work and abuse?
Yeah.
Is
So
that good? Is that good for women?
do you know how many
Is
women that
it?
are married
Stop
get
it.
abused?
Is it
No, no, no,
good?
no, no.
Is it good for women?
Is it good for women to get married when
No,
70% of
you're
the
not
time it's
answering.
their spouse that
You're
kills
not.
them?
You're not answering. Is it good for women
Your
to?
question is invalid.
No, it's that invalid. You don't even know what invalid means. When you put a woman into a higher risk position to be abused, is that good or bad?
Who is the abuser? Who's abusing her?
Any abuser, is it good or
Any
bad to put?
abuser. Is it women that are abusing women?
Women
Is
do
it
actually.
is it women that are going there to
Actually,
those sex workers? Who's
well,
going to those sex workers?
well, actually, lesbian relationships actually.
No, 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 no. Let's not talk about lesbians. That's
Stop
just
yelling.
a recent
Stop
phenomena.
yelling. Stop yelling. This is why
No, no,
you
no.
can't.
Don't
This
ask.
is why you can't
Don't
be
ask
in
questions when
positions
you
of
can't.
power. Stop the shrill yelling, okay?
No, no, no. Because you're talking over me.
You're yelling.
Yeah, because you're talking over me. You're not letting me finish my sentence. You throw one question, I'm trying to answer that. You throw another question.
Okay.
It's like, well,
so why do men have an obligation to stop women from being harmed then?
because men know they're the predators. So they know that our women are going outside. Another man is going to attack because they know their nature. They know they're violent creatures.
Wait. Why is it good men? Why is it the obligation of good men to stop women from being abused by bad men?
Like I told you, because they know their own nature.
Why is it an obligation?
It's an obligation. It's any human being's obligation.
Oh, really?
What are you talking about? It's not men or women.
Oh, so you have an obligation now?
Yeah, if I see somebody getting hurt or something, as a human being, I'm going to react to it. It doesn't have to be a man or a woman.
Okay,
it's
cool.
Like the same. It's like the same how men
You're yelling
like,
again.
Oh, we go ahead, finish your point.
So if someone is a big guy, huge guy is attacking a small woman and you pass by, is it your obligation to physically try to fight him, or are you going to do something else?
Well, I will try, and if I can't, well, if it depends on where I am. If I have a gun, if I have a pepper spray or something else, I will try to use that. If not, then of course I'm going to call the cops. Right? It is my duty, obligation to do something about that situation, then just walk past or start reporting them.
So what I want to highlight here is, as I established very early, that Mahleej, from her own perspective of women's liberty, she really, as a woman, has no real obligation as a woman in society other than to just like pursue her own self-interest. But included in the freedom and liberty to pursue her self-interests and her desires and to start an OnlyFans if she wanted and all this stuff. Embedded in it, entailed in the argument, is the obligation for men to defend those rights, right? So this is what's so bankrupt about your view and the entire feminist view, is that the statement, we ought to have X rights, privileges, freedoms, I get to do this, we get to do this, right? We're women, roar, hear me roar. And then when we go, well, who's going to enforce that if it's violated? Who enforces that you have that? And then they go, well, men, of course. And we go, why are we obligated to preserve a system in which you get to perpetually pursue your own wants and desires with no give back to society, no obligations to raise our children, no obligations to be in monogamous relationships, no obligations to anything, and yet you hold it in your very argument, you hold it that we men collectively have an obligation to protect the sim city that you're in so that you can go explore and write another Eat, Pray, Love shitty novel. You're a feeder. You're basically all basically you just bottom feeders. You're sucker fish. You don't provide anything back. And when we ask you what is your leverage and how are you going to use it responsibly, you say nothing, zero. You're silent. There's no virtue in your view at all. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Are you done?
Yeah.
No, you should be ashamed of yourself that you would use a human being to a vagina. Now, please don't interrupt me while I talk. because you had a lot of points to say up here. First of all, it was the sexualization that you men started. You men still control all of that. We have got a little bit of rights, okay? A little bit of rights. And even then, they're complaining, oh my God, even though you know that tomorrow, if you men wanted, you can round us all up and put us in a cage and rape us and have kids with us forcefully. You should be ashamed of yourself.
No, we could do that.
Because you would want to do that.
No.
The only thing that is stopping is that we've been fighting for our rights and we've got those rights.
You don't fight. When did you fight?
Hang on. I didn't interrupt you. I let you talk.
Shrill. You shrill. You don't fight.
Okay, you know what? You want to talk alone?
You shrill. You don't fight.
No, you want to
men
talk
fight.
alone?
Men fight.
You want to? You don't have the tolerance to listen, do you? My God, you get triggered.
You don't fight. You complain and then ask men to fight.
No, we're not providing anything to society. We're not doing anything to this. But at the same time, the most important role, the most important thing, which is teaching kids, raising kids, that is going to define the next generation, is put on our shoulders. We're so stupid. We're so stupid. We can't be put in any leadership roles. We're so stupid. We can't be politicians.
That's right.
But we're not stupid enough to raise men like him.
That's right.
And
why?
And we're so dumb that we still protect a person like him who falls off. How come you didn't burn to that or fall off
because my mom was home to raise us.
Your mom wasn't stupid, right?
Nope.
But you think your mom's stupid if you put her outside for leadership.
No,
that's what you're saying.
No, listen,
yes,
listen.
You are.
My mom raised 5 kids at home.
Yeah, so a woman that can raise 5 kids, the responsibility of 5 kids, you're saying she's not good in leadership positions outside the house?
I said what leadership positions women are good at are proper to their nature. Would you agree?
No, there's a lot of different no. There's a lot of different professions women have proved that they
I didn't ask for exceptions. I said generally speaking.
No, we're not giving you exceptions. I'm telling you
you
now.
Are. Yeah, you are.
As we progress, because we were not allowed to, so you're not
no,
going to
that's not true.
Just spike up.
That's false.
Slowly and gradually you're seeing women in different places of leadership.
Mahleej, even opening up this idea that now you're free to pursue, I'm telling you that the statistics show once you open the gates and let women pursue whatever they want, they still end up in the same focused places of work and that are proper to their nature. Nursing, teaching, caretaking, extracurricular stuff with children, these kinds of things. Now, that's not a surprise to me. Why? Because I see women peculiar in their nature, beautiful in their nature, powerful, right? True power is being a mother. True power is raising the next generation and guiding the next generation. Faux power is abandoning that duty and abandoning that view and saying, we can do everything men can do. You know what you end up being? Just shitty men, just shitty versions of weaker men. Tired, old, crying into your pillow with all the makeup running down, with cat hair on your cardigan, hoping and praying you get invited somewhere. Maybe you'll maintain your youthfulness, but for no reason at all, because you're already freaking messed up the chance of being in a family. So you end up 50 years old, look like Chelsea Handler. And is that good for society? Is Chelsea Handler good for society? No.
Society that men want to control. Of course, the thing what you see here right now, guys,
who cares about control?
When an oppressor is seeing that, oh my God, he's losing control, what does he do? He does like this. Oh, women, at the same time, he is saying, now he changed his stance. Before he said that women are not good in leadership qualities. There's a lot of women that are politicians.
I didn't say that.
There's a lot of women that are CEOs of companies. Okay, so don't just say that. Yeah, they are.
Oh, what would we do without them? What would we do without those CEO women?
So triggered. Oh my goodness. The little boy's ego is getting hurt.
What would we do without
protection? Them? Protection. Let's talk about protection. They keep talking about, oh, we need to protect these women. Let's move all these men away for a week to another town or something and let us just flow around alone, women. Let's see if we need protection. We need protection because we know your gender has more tendency to violence, okay?
Yes.
More criminals are men.
That's right.
Most rapists, actually, men rape men. You know what I mean? It's not women going around raping men.
Yeah, so
You guys are committing most of the crimes,
Uh-huh.
robberies, murders, everything. So of course, you know your own self. We need protection, and it's because you guys are roaming around free.
Yeah, why do we owe you?
Government is giving us protection, not you. You
They're
don't
men.
give me any protection.
They're
Men
men.
like you just sit behind the damn thing and
Look.
blah 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 blah.
Look,
You haven't listened. You haven't contributed in the society. You
I haven't.
built
I
nothing.
made 3 kids. I
You
made 3
haven't
kids.
built nothing. You haven't built nothing. You haven't
What?
built no society. You're not
What?
coming in any progressive thoughts.
How do you know me? You don't know
You're
me.
not in politics.
You don't know
making
me.
any changes.
Bitch, you don't know me,
zero to the
bitch.
society.
You don't know me,
You
bitch.
don't. Oh, there we go. We're gonna call down 2 names, and this is what happens when they get triggered.
No, no,
You
no. You're
created 3 kids. So
stop
what? Big
shrilling.
deal.
Stop shrilling.
Big
You don't
deal.
listen,
Don't
Mahleej.
call me a fucking bitch. Don't
I can call you whatever I
me a
want.
bitch, because then I'm gonna act like one.
I
too.
have power over
Okay,
you.
don't act
All
like
right,
a little
I'm
soy
gonna
boy
jump in
here.
Look,
We just need to redirect back to the original point. So we're going to take a breath. The world is going on just as usual. Cars are driving down the road. Everything is all right. Ready? Jumping back into the dialogue. You're both unmuted, or at least I've asked you to unmute.
Yeah, so I want to start with the protection thing again, where he's getting so triggered by this. Oh my God. All we're saying is that we don't want to be harassed. We just want to live. We don't want to be forced into having sex. We don't want to be forced into having kids. Why? We as human beings should be able to decide what we want, like men do it, and they have done for centuries.
you're yelling again. So I have a question. You admit that men have to protect you because other men are really bad, right?
Men don't protect me. It's the government that protects me now.
Made of
It's
what?
The police.
What is a government made of?
Both men and women.
Is it mostly men with brute force protecting people?
If you say maybe in the army, but no, there's
Look,
equal
lady,
women now.
lady, look, if a strong man, if you admit that it's men primarily who have the aggression and the strength, and they're the ones perpetrating the events, it's going to necessarily take an equal force to stop that aggressive man. That is likely the case most of the time, except for really strange exceptions, that's going to be a man. My question to you, Mahleej, still stands. Why do good men, why are they obligated to protect you?
They're not obligated. It is the rules and the law of society that tells them that it's their job to do it. Nobody's obligated, right?
Great.
It's the laws and rules that we have created. We've come together as a society, and we've decided that as human beings, as human beings, slavery is no longer acceptable. Right? We all, as a society, came together and decided on that. And that's where we decided as a society that we're going to have this one force that is going to protect, regardless of the point, me or a man. Because hang on a minute. If there's a break-in in my house, I'm going to call the cops. If there is a break-in in your house, you're also going to call the cops. Okay? And it doesn't matter if it's a cop that is a man or a woman that shows up there. We're not living in 1800s. JimBob.
Yeah, you didn't demonstrate anything. The point is, men, from your view, have an obligation to society, but women don't.
No, I said we all have obligation to a good society, okay? And those obligations come in different forms and different ways.
What are
you are
women's?
only saying that we have one obligation, that is just to have kids and reproduce.
No,
yeah,
look, I'll go back. I'll go back to it. Okay, if men's collective obligation is to protect society, including other men and women, if that's their obligation because of their nature, they are in the position that would be their obligation. Now, not all men, but men, it's going to be mostly men. If we agree that that's their obligation due to their nature, I'm asking you, what is a woman's obligation to society given her nature?
Like I told you again, it has nothing to do with men or women. In a society, we have obligations towards each other in different ways. You just want me to say that my obligation is to pop out babies.
I don't want you to say anything. Just answer the question.
No. First,
answer
again,
the question.
I'm answering.
No, you're not. You're dodging the question.
Yeah. I'm not going to answer what you want me to answer.
I
and
didn't
what
tell you what I
like.
wanted. I asked you a question. If it's true that men,
Mhm.
according to their nature, have an obligation because it suits their nature to protect
No.
and defend. Hold on. You admitted this already. Men, we both agree, men, based on their nature, brute force, stronger, more aggressive. Yes, because of their aggression and their strength, they commit more aggressive crimes. Because of their aggression and strength, they actually stop more crimes. So yes, we agree with that. Okay, cool. We put that on the side. We call that, in society, it's good for men to take on a position, an obligation to protect, right? To protect children and women and people who are weaker. Great. I agree. That obligation exists. I love that obligation exists. But the question I asked you, which you failed to answer, and for the audience, you can see you're dodging and running, is that if it's true that men, according to their nature, have an obligation to society to make it good, what's your obligation as a woman to make society good? What do you actually do to make society good that you're obligated to do?
Again, I'm going to answer this. And
Again.
this happened with Andrew too. They want me to say that again. They want me to say, this is what JimBob wants me to
Just
say. That
answer the
as a
fucking
woman,
question.
let me fucking answer it. If you would shut up and not get so triggered as soon as I open my mouth. Holy God. As a society, we're not living in 1800s anymore. So as a society, men and women have obligations. What you want me, or my opponent wants me to just say, is that because men are obligated, I don't know who these men are that are obligated to protect us. There is no man that is obligated to protect me, not today. It is not my obligation to pop out babies, to, whatever, to the society or whatever. No, it is not my obligation.
Okay.
I don't care how many times you ask me that question, my answer is going to be the same. That as a society, we came together, we decided we're going to have a police force. Okay, those are the people that are going to protect us.
Great.
You know what I mean? Hang on. Most of these cases, I see so many videos where women are getting groped, where women are getting attacked. Men don't do shit. They just walk past by, or they will be recording it. So don't tell me that men, especially men these days, have you seen men these days? They're so weak. Have you seen them?
When are you going to answer the question?
So many things. No, we have an obligation as a good human being to the society. If I see something happening bad, my obligation is to go stop or, contribute into that society that way. But not to just keep having babies.
Dude, listen, Mahleej.
That's not my obligation.
Mahleej, absent stopping a crime or tattletaling and telling the police something's happening, I'm asking you another question. Your normal, regular life, your existence, right? Your normal existence in the world. What is your obligation, right? Because if you hold that men now don't have an obligation to step in, you said no single man, singular, has an obligation to do anything in society to using their brute force. They don't have an obligation. They can. It's better if they do, basically, you're saying. Now, if it's the case that no man has the obligation to step in and do anything, then by your own admission, no man, singular or collective, have the obligation to defend your rights. Ruh-roh.
No, see, the thing is, we have come together as a society and we've created some laws, right? Do you believe that as a society we came together and made some laws, like human rights laws? Do you agree to that?
Yeah, we made laws.
Yes, no, human rights laws.
Human rights laws?
What yes, like you can't keep slaves anymore. Can you keep slaves?
A human right law?
Can you keep a slave today?
Could you keep a slave today? No, slavery is illegal.
Okay, why is that?
Because we constructed an environment where if you commit this action, you'll go to jail, and so people don't do it.
No, why is that though? Why?
Because men, because of men, not because of women.
No, because you're not getting my point. Is it okay to have a slave?
Is it okay to have a slave? Not from my worldview.
Is it moral? Is it morally okay to have a slave?
Not from my
as a slave.
Not from my worldview in this context, but there is a context where slavery could be the most ethical thing to do. Yeah, it's possible, but not in this context.
Sorry,
no.
You got frozen. Can you repeat again? Sorry, there was a glitch. So
I said there is a context which is not the current time. There is a context where slavery, capturing someone against their will, could be the most moral thing for them. But today, no, I would say no. In this context, slavery wouldn't be the ethical thing at this point.
Okay, and how did we come to that decision?
Christian ethics.
Christian ethics?
Mm-hmm.
Christian ethics.
That's right.
Okay, but we decided that it's morally wrong, right?
Yeah, we came to the conclusion it was
Okay,
more.
so the
yeah.
same society got together and also decided that yes, taking women as sex slaves is wrong, right?
What? Yeah. What? Yeah. What's your
Yeah,
point?
human rights, right? Like as a human being,
Human rights
I have
don't.
certain rights.
No, you don't.
As a human being,
No, you
okay,
don't.
as a human being, why
No,
do I not have rights? Why? I'm not a human being.
Because a human being right now in Africa doesn't have the same rights as you.
I'm not in Africa though. I'm
Dude,
in a civilized country.
Listen
You're
closely.
telling me that
Stop
in Canada,
yelling.
I should live like I'm living in
Stop
Africa?
yelling. I'm trying to clarify something
Oh
to teach your little brain, okay? You just said
Yeah,
as
my
a
little brain.
human being, that's a
Mhm.
universal, right? Human being.
No, as a human being in Canada,
Stop
do I have
yelling.
rights or no?
Yeah, now
Do I have rights or no?
now you're making a specific claim about where you are, which it goes to my point. Rights are privileges given by men, right?
Mm. It depends. It all depends on your morals, right? So for me, a person that is in Africa should have those rights as a human being. I would think that ethically and morally.
Cool. And who's
you as a Christian,
You're yelling.
Think, oh no, that is like their problem in Africa.
You're yelling.
It's selective. I might give this person rights and I might not give this person rights.
Okay,
you pick and choose.
Okay, look. If we agreed that they should have rights in Africa, right? If we, who's got to grant it to them? Who has to go in and do that?
Who granted it to us here?
Men.
Yeah, so men, I guess, will have to grant it up there. It wasn't all men. Women had to fight for it.
You didn't fight. You didn't
men.
fight at all. You whined and complained.
Did.
You didn't fight at all. You yelped and you shrilled in the street and made signs and you convinced men.
It worked, didn't it?
Yeah, well, at least you admit
no, you're yelling and screaming.
What now? You just admitted that you, if you were going to say we ought to give rights everywhere in all the lands in all the countries, you're also saying that someone has the obligation to make that happen. But the problem is the obligation to make that happen requires sometimes war, sometimes death, sometimes harm and aggression. And so you're relying, once again, the feminist says what she wants. What she brings to the table is what? Saying what she wants. Of course, if we didn't have feminists saying what they want, oh, by golly, how would we organize a society? And what they do after they say what they want, they expect a bunch of men to make it happen. That's called feminism.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm like saying that as civilized societies, we made some laws. We came to some understandings that people, human beings should be treated as humans, right? Not only that men, and specifically white Christian men, are the only ones that should have right and should tell the whole world what they need to do. Right. Well, and this mentality that, oh, we are giving you rights. There were women that have sacrificed their lives. That's how we have not only screamed and yelled. And if it did, it worked.
You're still doing it. You're still doing it. It's not working.
Yeah, and we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep
That's
doing
all you do is yell. It's better. It's better for you to shut your mouth and raise kids. It's better for you.
No, don't tell me what's better for me.
It is. It's clearly not going well for you.
This is my right to tell you that you can go and tell that woman in your house what to do, but you have no right to sit there and tell me what the fuck to do.
The only thing you're doing is increasing the income for people who are ear doctors. That's the only thing you're doing for society right now.
Increasing the income of who?
People who are ear doctors.
My ear doctors? Well, at least I am still, increasing. What are you doing? Decreasing?
What?
I mean, like, I'm creating more opportunity, right?
For what?
More
capital. Yeah, capital.
Going
capital.
to people that are hungry.
Slavery.
Yes,
hold on. Slavery increased capital.
Depends. I'm not doing slavery. Yes, you want to have slavery.
Hold on.
You want to have slavery. I don't want to have slavery.
No, I don't. When did I say?
Capital.
Now you're just lying.
No. I don't want slavery to increase capital.
Why did you just say I want slavery?
Because you just brought it up.
I brought up the topic of slavery, therefore I want slavery. Are you retarded?
Started capital, raised capital. Right?
It's called. Do you know what an internal critique is? You are a debater, right?
No, I'm not a debater.
Why are you debating?
Because I like having fun with little boys like you.
That's not something you should say. That's going to get clipped.
Oh yeah, I love triggering you, man. That's why I love
I'm not
doing that.
triggered. What you're doing
Oh yes,
is
you are.
you already lost the debate several times over.
Oh
So
yeah, just because you say it, I already
and you
lost it. Of
and
course, self-proclaimed man here is going to tell me again. Again, the whole thing is
you
the
shouldn't be able to vote.
narcissism that, oh my God, the whole world revolves around us. We are going to decide what women have to say. We. You know, the basic whole thing is, the thing is that us
Are you
women
drunk?
have gone into, don't go on to personal attacks.
I'm asking, are you drunk?
Second thing, the thing is, we women moved into the 21st century, right? So we've progressed.
No,
we're
you didn't.
moving forward.
Yeah,
We have.
you
Men
moved
are still
backwards.
stuck in the 1800s. You're the one that wants women to stay home, cook and clean,
Yeah.
and just have babies and not be anywhere. That is the 1800s. You want to go back?
Okay. Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something?
Don't you want to go back? No. Don't you want to go back to when the days were good, the traditional lifestyle?
I live that. Yeah, I live that.
Right?
Yeah, I live that right now.
Yeah, there you go, because you're living in the past. You haven't progressed.
Can you tell me where progress is?
What's the progress is that I can sit here and tell you and have a debate with you.
How is that progress?
I wouldn't be able to do that. Of course not.
Can you tell me why that? What's the standard that makes that progress good?
What do you mean? What's the standard?
You said it's progress. You're also saying progress is good. So tell me what the standard for progress is first, and then tell me why it's good.
Standard for progress, like I said, I can sit here and do this.
Your standard for progress. I wouldn't have
been able to do this.
Your standard for progress is that you can get on a Zoom call.
Yeah, because back in the days I couldn't do that. Could I? Could I go into?
Yeah, no one could because Zoom didn't exist.
Debate a man? No, I could never do that.
Okay, so why is that progress for you to debate a man when you admittedly said you're doing it for no other reason than just to have fun? Progress is just having fun. Nice worldview, lady.
I wish. Why are you going to tell me what I have to do?
You're the one. I didn't say it.
Why do I have to do what you want me to do? Why? Do I sit here and tell you what you should do?
I am not.
The fact that you keep telling me what I should do.
Mahleej, I am not your father. Mahleej, I am not your father.
Don't be my father.
I am. You're talking to me like I am your father, and I am
not. If you're gonna do it properly.
Don't talk to me like I'm your father. I'll treat you like you're my daughter.
You're not my father, but stop acting like it.
Stop acting like you're my daughter.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I've been sitting here telling you that I'm not.
You're like a pouty little kid in a room. Daddy, don't let me on the swing set. Daddy, don't let me.
This might be good.
God.
Daddy, don't let me. That's all feminism is. Daddy won't let me. That's all you guys are. Bunch of daddy don't let me's.
Oh, are you done crying?
This might be a fine time to go into the questions. We're going to jump into this first question from Even Lord. It says, do you think societies limiting the roles for women globally showed that is what is needed for a successful society? Why did most religions devalue women? They didn't say who it's for. Either of you can go at it.
Oh, well, it's her claim that religions devalued women, maybe, because I hold the view that there are religions that devalue women, but you can't just say religion. I think Mahleej would agree with me that not all religions value or see women the same exact way. So maybe the person can write another super chat or write in the chat who it's for and specifically which religion, because you have to do that. You have to specify.
This one coming in from.
Can I just, I just want to say that coming from Islam, I'm an ex-Muslim now. So coming from there, it devalues women totally. It has no value. But then now that I see the conservative right Christians putting out their thoughts and stuff, because I've been here for 27 years. I only came here, because we knew we had those rights and stuff. But now the things that I keep hearing from the conservative men, they're so much similar to the same of what those Muslim men want. There's a little bit of difference, a little bit, but they say the same, they give you the same arguments, and then they do the same thing. They go on to personal insults and exactly the same.
Well,
so there's a little bit of difference.
If most women act like you in Muslim countries, they have the right method for you then.
Oh, why? Because I opened my mouth. So like back in the days, women like me were turned into witches.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Because you today,
shrill,
in today's age,
pure
men
shrill.
like you would be outside my door to hang me and burn me as a witch if there wasn't any laws. I know.
Yeah,
This-
thank God for men that there are laws, right? Not women. though.
Oh, thank God for men. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
This one from Big League Drew says, Yapaholic, holy cow. They didn't say who it was to, though. They also said, society is far worse off now than it was previously, objectively.
Mhm.
Do you guys both agree or disagree?
I agree, because society, we didn't even get into the population decline. Like the opportunity for women right now to be leveraged, to use leverage, and to get into a position where they're going to actually be revered and taken care of, right? Is to get back to the home. They're going to be taken care of. They're going to incentivize men to work harder, to produce income, to take care of them so they can raise their children. And guess what? If we do that actively and aggressively in the next 20 years, 30 years, we can push back against the population decline. If we keep acting like this chick, all you do is open your big mouth, scream shrill, and pursue whatever you want to do in the world, right? And call it liberated. We won't have any humans left in society.
Oh, with the world's population, I don't think we're going to be extinct for a very long time.
You don't know anything.
Let's not even go there.
You
If you're
don't
talking about
even
your
know
wife's race,
anything.
That's a different story.
Let's hear from
You
Mahleej.
know
Let me
nothing.
Let me answer. Okay, you know nothing. That's your argument.
Yeah, give me the percentage of repopulating ourselves. What's the percentage per household?
No, I'm just saying that
You don't know
population
shit.
of the
You're
Earth-
a
Let me
rambling
answer.
fool. You're a
Let
rambler.
me answer. Triggered little boy. With the world's population, we're not going anywhere. Okay, the world population is growing, not declining.
Really?
It's
Based on what?
growing.
Based on what? Based on what's that?
Based on the stats, go Google
What's
it
that?
yourself.
Go Google it
Are we not
yourself.
growing? Are we not growing the population of Earth?
No, we're at a decline. Population's on a decline because
Population's declining is good.
Why?
How
Why?
many billions of people do you want?
Look, I understand if you're from one of those countries, it makes sense that you would want a population. I would probably want that too if I lived there. But the general view, we're in the West now. I'm in America. You're in Canada now. If it's the case that the population is reaching 1.5, that means in one full or two full generations, we actually don't have humans. You know that? In the society we're in.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't know tomorrow an asteroid hits and we are all dead. Then what?
Wow, you're a top level thinker.
Yeah, no, but I'm just asking.
What if an asteroid hits? How's that a counter argument to the fact that we have a population problem?
It can happen, right?
So wait a second. We don't need to multiply because an asteroid might hit. Is that it?
No, nobody's saying we don't need to multiply.
You shouldn't be able to vote.
All women are saying that we don't need to be forced.
We got to take your vote. We got to take your vote.
multiply.
We got to take your vote immediately.
This one coming in from, do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit like, folks. We appreciate those likes.
Take, so we can have control
Right.
and I can feel like a man.
Gimme. That's all you guys say.
Feel like a man from the caveman.
Gimme. That's all you guys do.
You kind of look like a caveman too, you know, like the beard and everything.
You're gonna talk about my looks. You
guys certainly have chemistry. This one from one over in square. It says, oh, let's see. This guy seems to have a crush on JimBob. He's playing something weird. He says, JimBob, you are an unattractive man. Are you aware of this? The chubby shoulders don't help. Wear sleeves.
chubby shoulders. That's actually progress. If you knew me, chubby shoulders is a W. W's in the chat. Someone actually said I have big shoulders. That's insane. Glory to God.
This one from Trumpinator says, feminism has made men weak and turned them into soy boys. Mahleej, you actually agreed earlier. You said that men today are weak, but do you think it was feminism that caused it?
See, the problem with men today is they want a traditional woman. They want a woman to stay home, cook and clean and do all that, but they don't want to be traditional. No. Okay, I'll sit at home, go earn the money. No. You better go earn the money as well. So yes, men have become weak, a lot weaker than they were before. Men don't perform as well anymore. They're not as smart as they would like to think they are. It's just for like longest period of time, us women, and there has been times where I will pretend in front of a man that I'm stupid so he can feel like he's smarter.
Did you pretend
Yeah, I
tonight?
have to.
Did you pretend tonight?
I don't have to. I just had to open my mouth, and you should have seen yourself shooting up like a rocket. And
did you pretend to be dumb tonight? I want to know. Is it just pretend?
Work? Did it work? Did it make you feel manly? Oh, I'm glad I was able to do that.
In short, you think the reason that men today are weak is what was the reason?
She doesn't know what she said.
No, I do know. They are weak. They are trying to be something that they can't be. They're weak because they don't earn enough money. They're weak physically. They're weak mentally. They're weak.
But what's the cause?
Yeah.
What was the cause of them being weak physically and mentally?
It's not feminism. If you want to blame everything on feminism, it's not feminism. They're just not catching up to women. You got to catch up to women.
Catch up to them in what?
The thing is that when I say weak, it doesn't mean that you're masculine and aggressive. No, that's not what we want.
Catch up to them in what?
Things. Emotionally, they're weak. They're not connecting with people on those levels. Financially, they're becoming weak because they're not earning as much as other women.
Wait a second. Let's look at that for a second. Do you think that inserting a bunch of women into the workforce decreased everyone's pay or increased everyone's pay?
Actually, the more women work in a society, I think it's better for that.
I didn't ask that. I didn't ask what you thought was better. No one cares what you think is better. If you flood the market, the job market with women going into the workforce, does that decrease the wage or increase the wage?
It all depends how many employees you need.
God, you really are a dumb one, aren't you? Next question.
So it's a women's problem. It's problem of women that your thing decreased. Like I didn't
blame women.
We're bringing immigrants from other countries so they can come here and work.
Is that good?
Hang on. But we won't let our women go. How does that work?
Is that good?
If women weren't to work and you're bringing people from other countries and they're getting the jobs, the wage is still going to decrease.
Interesting, Mahleej. Now, isn't it strange that we bring people from other countries and those people from other countries actually procreate and make families? That's why we could actually get them from other countries, and we're not reproducing. And yet you're like, well, we could just use immigrants and increase the blah blah blah. Like, you don't even know what your argument is, lady. You should get out of this field.
Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean that you don't.
You don't even understand.
Actually, the only country where birth rate hasn't declined is in Africa. And the reason being why? Lack of education. Even in a country like Pakistan with extreme Islamism.
Really?
The birth rate is declining as women are getting more and more educated about their rights, about what they can say. Yes, about their rights. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And so refusing.
And that's a good thing.
The way things are going.
How drunk are you?
How retarded are
you? Scale of 1 to 10.
We're going to jump to the next question.
Scale of 1 to 10. How drunk? Because this is what I see. When you have no argument, you do personal attacks.
I'm just asking how drunk you are.
You're going personal attacks.
I would answer it. I'd say I'm like 5 out of 10.
No, I don't even drink. I don't even drink. The thing is, I don't even have to answer to you that I'm drunk. Are you drunk? Are you retarded?
Let's go to the next question. This one from Big League Drew says,
oh my God, women, it's like talking to a toddler.
They say most women who believe the feminism lie end up alone, childless, and terribly unhappy, and they don't realize it until it's too late to change it.
This one.
Is this true?
10 more years.
No, it's not. It's because a man said it, or they think, we're alone, we're childless. Actually, this is stats, is that married men are the happiest and single women are the happiest. Okay.
Really? What's the study?
They're going to end up.
What's the study?
Said who?
What's the study? Wait, what's the study that women are happier now? Is that what you said?
Go Google it. Yeah.
Your study. Let me get this straight.
Women live also longer.
Go Google it.
Married men live longer and die if they're single early.
Well, men die early because they do tougher jobs for the most part. But
oh my God, come on.
Listen, lady, men do jobs that increase their likelihood of death or accident more than women. That's just a fact.
That's fine, but that's not the truth. It's
a fact. It's a fact, but it's not the truth. How shit-faced are you?
Why are you screaming? Why are you screaming?
How shit-faced are you?
Why are you screaming? How stupid are you that I am telling you, men after divorces, they end up dying early.
I'm so glad you're in Canada.
Maybe I should talk slower. He will understand.
Thank God you're in Canada.
Appreciate your
Why?
question.
What would you do? Would you
Big
try to
league,
hurt me or burn
What?
me outside?
What?
Big League
Thank God
Drew.
I'm in Canada.
So Big League Drew says, write-in campaign 2028. Write me in. I will pressure the legislature to repeal the 19th and 16th. This one from Over and Over Squared says, modern day debate. Please consider this debate topic. They want to talk about you and your shirt again, JimBob. This guy likes you. Even more, it says the Napoleonic dynastic crown jewels were stolen at the Louvre in Paris because of an incompetent woman who was chosen to be head of security due to DEI and feminism.
I think that's for her.
Can't believe those were stolen.
Sorry,
I
can
didn't
you
know that's
repeat
what was
that?
stolen.
Can
I
you
think
repeat it?
everybody's heard about the Louvre in Paris recently had a theft, but I didn't realize it was the Napoleonic dynastic crown jewels that were stolen because of, they say, an incompetent woman who was chosen due to feminism and DEI. In other words, she was the head of security.
Oh, I see.
It's like that one helicopter that went down and the woman was flying it because
Typical.
men never caused a helicopter crash or an airplane crash ever. I have seen tons of videos. I have seen so many videos of women, police officers that are up front and men are hiding behind cars or men are doing nothing or they're up there. There's a lot of different shootings. There was a shooting in the US where this woman cop was the one that took down the shooter that was in the mall. You can laugh all you want.
Wow.
But just because a plane is crashed because a woman was driving it or flying it,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's because it was a woman. Whereas there's been so many crashes by men because before women weren't even allowed to fly.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, wow.
So you just admitted that men crashing things is likely because mostly men are doing the activity, right?
That's what majority of the men were doing.
And hold on,
we're not allowed.
And less women actually do it to a high percent piloting, and a lot of crashes and mishaps happen when women are in control. Far less per capita holding that job. Do you know what that means?
No, I don't know.
That's okay. Next question.
No, of course
that's fine.
not. No.
That's you shouldn't be able to vote. Next question.
You shouldn't be able to talk.
This one from Ona Matopiak Fabi Phobic says, JimBob's audience is even worse than I could have imagined. JB, your points are vapid, twisted, or disproven long ago. Do you have nothing new, heaven forbid, honest to say?
All of those words and not a single citing of which statement was wrong, no references, just platitudes, probably a female, if not a female, a feminist male.
Probably doesn't like it when people attack him, eh? Aww.
There was no attack. I wish he actually zeroed in on something that he attacked. He didn't actually attack anything.
This one from sound. Trumpinator says, it is feminism that turned men into trans. When you give women power, they corrupt everything. Women think their feelings, not their brains.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about that, Mahleej. Mahleej? Do you think men can be women? Do you go that far progressive? Like,
no, I don't think on that. No, because the problem we have here also with the trans issue is trans women. You don't hear too many about trans men being the problem in sports, or women that become men or say that they've become men. You don't hear about them. It's always the men creating the problem. It's the men. So this is my theory. Because men saw that women were getting all these rights and we were getting our own spaces and stuff like that, men were like, we're getting left behind. What do? Oh, we're going to become women. That's why we have the drag. That's why we have men that are trying to get into women's sports. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so I still blame to mostly men.
That's interesting because from my view, the whole feminist movement was under the delusion that women could go into fields where men dominated, and that backfired. So it's like funny that you say the problem here is the men and look at this trans issue, when in reality, this all starts from this idea that we should forcefully, lawfully assimilate women into all of these environments that are populated with men. And it doesn't work, right? Because you can't outperform in a lot of these situations. And that's just the fact. And there are situations where men can't outperform in women, specifically in tasks that are proper to women's nature. So it's funny that you agree with the problem of trying to create a space for women and call it a unique space for women. And you see the infiltration of men pretending to be women and how that messes things up. But you don't see the problem of taking a bunch of women and forcing them into the fields that might not be appropriate for their nature. It's weird that you don't connect these
So
two.
we're talking about two different things. I'm
No, we're
talking
not.
about sports where men are trying to get into, or our washrooms where we're trying to get into. Where are women trying to get into? Professions, different professions.
Yeah.
Now, watch this. So there are two runners, right? One has had 10 years head start in one profession. So they've been studying and been in that profession for 10 years. Now the other runner comes in and they've only had 2 years of experience, right? They're trying to get there, catch up. But men are like, no, no, no. Why aren't you here? Why aren't you? Well, because you guys have had a head start in that profession for so long. If you think about it, we're catching up really fast. Wherever you see a shortfall of women, in the next 100 years, you're going to see, actually in the 100 years, you're going to see AI and all this automatic shit taking over. So this men and women debate is going to end, right? Where we're going in the future, we're not even going to need men to protect us, to be honest, or you to do the jobs that you claim, oh my God, I do it, thumping your chest behind a stupid microphone.
Can you repeat that?
Yes, this one was from, they said, it is feminism that turned men into trans. When you give women power, they corrupt everything. Women think with their feelings, not their brains.
A lot of times.
How about now, Mahleej? Is it true in the context of, because we were going to host a debate on whether or not feminism is destroying dating or harming dating or helping dating? Is it true that in the context of dating, do women kind of go like with their thinking or do they go with their gut when they're considering a man?
Oh my God. I can only speak for myself. Feelings, yes, feelings are there. We do catch feelings quicker than men do, right? However, my gut feeling has most of the time been right, and I have ignored it, and always that have backfired on me. So yes, go with your gut feeling. Dating is not because of the feminism and all that stuff, but this whole thing that men are looking for a certain type of women, they're looking for those traditional women. Women are not tradition, so there's a huge clash. Not that there isn't traditional women out there. I mean, go for the ones that you want, right? People are trying to, like, traditional men want somebody that's super hot and looks all this, and then they complain about it. Oh, if she's got 50 body count.
Actually, hold on. Let me just correct you. Right now, because of hypergamy, which is actually caused by feminism, where women are, let's say they make $250,000 a month selling their folds and their holes to strangers online, they suddenly think, well, I deserve what they call a high value man. It's actually demonstrated that men actually lower their standards for the most part. There's some high value men that make a lot of money who feel, oh, I deserve the 10 out of 10s, and they never really settle down. But for the most part, Mahleej, it's the opposite. It's actually men keep their standards fairly low. Why? Because the trade-off ends up being long-term motherhood, woman at home, raising good kids, wholesome family, love, tradition, beauty, church, and the rest. Whereas the, women are under this impression now that they're freed out of their cages, they think because they're awesome in their own head, when they're asked, what do you bring to the table to this man you think you deserve? They say, what? Myself. I bring myself. I'm awesome. You're like, you bring nothing. You bring your shrill voice, you bring your wants and demands and your grievances, and you bring your entitlement. All that feminism did is turned a bunch of women who would otherwise be great moms, great pioneers for society for the next generation, turn them into whiny little petulant children.
How do you know that? How do you know that they would have been great
Look at you.
moms? Like, how do you know that? Oh, I'm not a great mom. That's a man is gonna sit there and judge that I'm not a great mom. You know what? I can say the same thing about you. You're not a great father. How do I know? You probably beat your wife. How do I know?
Wait a
right?
second. You're criticizing me for assuming women would be good mothers? That's your criticism?
No, how do
Nice,
you know they
nice
would have
work.
been great mothers? No, how do you know they would have been great mothers?
A present
And this
mother.
hypergamy, let me give you an example. If at this age, if I am making $100,000 a year and I own a house, I have my own car,
For
I have
what?
everything of my own, and
For what?
a guy, why would I date somebody that is below me? Like somebody that
Below
makes
you
less than
how?
me, doesn't have a
Look,
property,
look,
is
look.
not where he should be according to his
What did I
age in
say?
his
What did I
life.
say? Hypergamy produces delusion. Your
Delusion.
hold on,
No,
hold on,
why
hold on,
should I
hold
be
on.
with
I'll
a
answer you.
broke
I'll
man
answer you.
that made wrong choices in his life, that
You
he
made
doesn't
wrong
even have
choices.
a good job and a
You
property to his name at that age of 40 plus?
okay?
It's
So
my fault that I should
what?
settle for a broke Dusty?
Why?
Is that what
Why?
you're saying?
No. Why are you settling at
Oh,
all?
no, I am not.
So what do you
That's what
do?
I'm
So
saying. Why
that's what I'm
should I
saying. Look,
settle for him?
listen. I just let you talk. The point is, you don't have a reason to settle at all. You're going to grow alone in your house that you love right now. You're going to grow alone, right? In that, you're not going to settle for anything. You're
No,
just
I
going to
have a
grow.
child. I have daughter. I have
I know.
friends.
Yeah,
I'm
they grow
not
up.
alone.
They grow up. They grow up. And so the point is, this is what happens. Women, the only thing that women have as a metric when they argue this feminist view is listing material stuff. That's why it's so empty. It's like, oh, let me out in the world. Why? So you could make money. Why? So I can have a house. Why? Have a car. And then what you say, well, don't you want to find a man? They go, well, no, all these men don't, they can't, they can't match me in my income. Well, why? Why? For what reason? So you can both have two houses?
They're losers. In their 20s, they're going around and racking up their body counts while women are getting education and focusing on their studies.
To
and
what
then
end?
they go and invest their money smartly.
For what?
Whereas men go spend it in gambling and stupid things. Some of them die in car crashes and
For what?
motorcycle things because men take more risks. So now I have to be punished for being responsible in my
Punished?
early teens, that I worked my butt off and I am somewhere in my life. Now I have to settle for Dusties because I can't find a man that is equal to me. I'm not even saying more, at least bring something to the table. And he's like,
What do you
what
bring?
do you bring to the table?
Yeah.
I bring the whole damn house. Okay?
No,
guys
listen.
that I come across
Mahleej,
can't even afford to
Mahleej,
take women
Mahleej,
out
I have
on
a, I have a
a
honest,
single
I have an
date.
honest question for
Oh
you.
my goodness.
I have an honest question. A man shows up and he's equal. Let's say he's equal to you, and you're like, oh, sweet, equal. He's got his own thing going. I got my own thing going. Great. He's at least level to me, right? What I'm asking you is if you just said what you bring to the table is a house, but he already has a house. So if it's equal, Mahleej, I'm asking you, what do you bring to the table if both of you are at equal in far as materialism is concerned? What do you bring to the table to that man?
In relationship, it's more about companionship, it's passion, it's love, it's other things that you bring. It's not what do you bring to the table. I'm not going to be dependent on him, so he doesn't have to take any responsibility of me. So he's free from that responsibility, right? Do you understand? I take care of my own self.
So you're not responsible for each other, okay? That's what
Yeah, we're not responsible for each other.
Okay.
What I bring is emotional support. Anywhere he wants me to help him in any part of life, I will be there. Do I cook and clean and do that? I already do it. So if he wants me, if I really love the person, I'll do those things for that person. You know, it has nothing. What do you bring to the table? We
Okay.
bring a lot of things.
Okay.
If we didn't, listen, if we didn't, and we are so bad, according to you, all these women are so bad, and we have no problem with being single and, you know, being with our cats and lonely.
Yeah, great.
Why are you guys still chasing us? Why don't you just leave us alone?
Well, no, they are leaving
Let
you
us just
alone.
be leaving alone. No, you're not.
Let me talk. You are being left alone. That's the complaint. Once you hit 40s, the women are going, oh, I just racked up my house and my pink Corvette and all this stuff. And why is no one looking at me anymore? Because they're looking younger. They're looking younger because of traditionalism. What they want is that house and the family and the traditional view. Now, the thing is, I wouldn't call it unfair, but it's unequal because men could actually work on their livelihoods, reach maybe like 45, and still access a very traditional lifestyle by approaching someone who's like 25, 30, and still have that life. The problem is with women, you guys don't have the same luxury. But you're sold a false luxury with materialism. And what happens is you're sold this idea that you should wait to get married, wait to have kids. And what you do is you get sucked into a man's world. This is the great irony, is that it's a man's world, materialism, buying stuff, consumerism, money, power. You're pulled into the man's world. You're ran through. You leave at 45 and you go, wait a second, I spent 15 years pursuing all of this wealth. Yeah, great, I have a house and this, but you wasted the fertile years. Now you're lucky that you actually had a child and didn't waste that time. Now, what I would ask you, I want to ask you a question. Are you happy that you had a child at the time you did, or given your new freedom? I'm not saying you regret it, but like, do you think a woman in the same situation is better if they don't have the child that you have? Or should they have it because there's nothing materialistic that can replace that relationship between a mother and a child?
Okay, so materialism first, let me do that. If you're saying it's a bad thing, then it's bad for men, then it's bad for women, right? Like it has to be equal. We're not talking about material here. We're talking about a comfortable life.
That's material.
Women, if they want to, oh, you want me to live in a hut on the street? Is that what you want?
So material.
No. It's you want me to live on the streets?
Is comfort material?
Yeah.
You just said it's not material.
Comfort. No, I'm just talking about an average house and a car is not a luxury. It's just bare minimum. Minimum. If you're around 40 years old. Don't you think that's a bare minimum a person should have?
No, not if they're a wife and they're stay at home. They don't need that either.
So this is what it means. It means that when you're 20, you get married, okay? Then you pop out babies and all you do for 10, 15 years, all you're doing is taking care of that kid. You leave your career, you leave everything. You don't grow at all. Meanwhile, your man is growing.
Whoa.
Hang on, let me finish my point. He's getting promoted. His everything is increased. 15 years down the road, he finds a younger woman and you're out that door. Guess what you have? You have to start all over again. If he is rich with exceptional cases, they will get some money. Majority of the men don't make that kind of money. She won't have that kind of a lifestyle. She has to start all over again. Women have got that in their brain. So now what they do is like, no, we want to be financially strong because many women have been homeless, thrown out by their husbands after using them for free labor, free sex, free childcare for years, decades, and they'll throw them out. So now Jim has a problem with it that now we are on our own and we actually have a shelter, home. You would rather stay homeless outside on the street.
You didn't even remember what I asked you. But speaking of divorce, it's actually women who vote for.
Hold on.
I let you talk. God. You mentioned divorce. You mentioned that a man could just leave. Well, it turns out that actually all of the divorce that occurs a lot of times is initiated by the women. And guess what? The law is set up because of feminist voting patterns to reward the women. So it's actually creating a society that rewards divorce for women. Now, is that good for society to set up a scenario that financially rewards women, incentivizes divorce for women? Is that a good thing for society?
How are we financially
not going to answer a fucking question. Next question.
No, how is that? Yes. In today's day and age, yes, women are initiating divorces first.
Are they incentivized? Yes or no?
No, they're not.
Okay.
How are they incentivized?
If the divorce rulings, there's no fault divorce, okay? So that actually guards some legal issues and actually gives a shield. Secondly, the courts actually reward financially. If it's the case they reward women financially and you could win from a divorce, is that an incentive? Think of it like welfare. Like
it's not an incentive.
Yes, it is. If you get paid, it's an incentive.
It's all that labor. It's all that labor and all that time that woman has spent taking care of your house, your kids,
your house,
her body. She should be able to get something, right? No,
did you just say,
he wants to give her zero money.
Whose house?
They want to leave them the child.
House? Wait, whose house was it?
Whose house?
Yeah. So
their
what
house,
she just
right? It was the guy's house that she was taking care of. So now she has no legal right to it. This is what drives us nuts. And this is why
you just proved my point. You just proved my point.
It's not incentivized.
Of course it is. It's incentivized.
No, you don't get free labor. Okay, you men are just used
It's not
to
free.
free labor
Look,
of
look.
women. Yes,
Hold
you
on,
are.
hold on,
It
hold on,
is
hold on.
free.
I'll
It is
debunk this
free.
really quick. Shh, hold on.
It's
Oh,
free.
hold on. Does it cost money to live in a house?
Yeah, of course.
So a man who pays for the mortgage and the wife lives in the house and does chores in the house, you're saying that those chores she's doing for free, even though she's living in the fucking house and wearing clothes that he buys and eating food that he buys? What are you, delusional? Yes, because you're a feminist.
Have
You're
you
delusional.
ever rented a helper? Go hire. Hang on a second. Men should go hire a cleaner, hire a cook, a chef, a driver, an accountant for doing their things, a prostitute.
Do they get to live it?
Men were to go, hang on a second, only if men were to go hire prostitutes, right, to fulfill their sexual needs, minimum $100, like the cheapest prostitute you will get for $100. Now, if you want sex 5 times a week, that's $500 a week. Okay.
Do they get to live in the house?
Cheap labor. Hang on a second. Now I know where you're
going. It's not free. You just said it's paid for. You just said it's paid for.
No,
that's not free.
No, it's not paid for.
What are you talking about? You're drunk.
Labor that you get, and you're used to that free labor.
Tell me the free labor.
We're not giving you that free labor no more.
Tell me the free labor that's happening in that scenario.
All that work that women do is free labor.
No, tell me.
Putting a roof over her head and giving her a little bit of food. If you were to hire individually, you will pay 3 or 4
Do they live? Do they live? Do they live with you?
Who? No, they don't have to live with you. And exactly, and they don't even have to put up with your bullshit.
Listen. You are such a not good thinker. It's actually incredible that you're able to survive this long.
I'm a woman.
Look, what you just said is, when I just said the man owns the house and buys the food and brings the protection and all the supplies, and the woman in return maintains the house, raises the children, uses the food and makes it and whatever else, right? You're saying that's free labor, right? And I said, well, it's not free because she's living there, so that's something. She's given the food, that's something. She's everything else that's involved, a car or anything else. You're calling it free. Hold on. You're calling it free labor. And your example is, if he hires someone else, doesn't it cost money? Well, yeah, because the person doesn't live there. So the fact that you actually live in the place and it's bought and paid for, right? You're all upset and you think of it as free labor. No, my wife.
Have you ever had a live-in nanny? Have you ever had a live-in nanny?
You have
you have to pay.
One of us is going to have to pay them. One of you guys is going to have the last word, and then we got to go to the next question.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to complete with this. His argument is that a woman is living there. He's paying for her bills. He's taking care of her. So at the end, if she divorces, she should get 0. Whereas if that woman was to work for those 15 years, she would have, gotten promoted. She would have been making more and more money, not less and less money. So now she has to, after 15 years, now she has to start her career, whereas man is already up here. And she has to start that career. So he's saying she should get 0. She should get 0 because she sacrificed.
I thought you're a strong woman. I thought you're a strong, independent woman. Now you need the man.
Good. We got to go to the next one. This one from
living under a man's house.
We got to go to the next one.
Yeah, you just proven that you need the man in the end.
This one from
you want
we have to go to the next one.
God, let me just
all right.
You just ended yourself.
The caveman. No, you go.
All right, we're going to the next one. Over in Square, it says, they really like you, JimBob. They said, if a man can't run a 7-minute mile, is he a real man? Corollary, can JimBob run a 7-minute mile? You're muted.
Oh, I can't run a 7-minute mile, and I wouldn't agree with the premise that that's what makes someone a man.
This one from Trumpinator says, they're making fun of the person that just sent that super chat. Okay. They said, how scared is Trumpinator on a scale of 1 to 10? Trumpinator responded, 0. Blueheart says, fourth wave feminism traded equality for ideology. It shifted from empowering women alongside men to critiquing men as the problem, which has eroded trust, respect, and unity between the two. Thoughts?
I would push back on the premise. I would actually argue it was a mistake right from the start. A lot of conservative talking heads who are often classical liberals, they think that there's a previous version of feminism which was really good. I would say there's no form of it in American history that was good. That wasn't starting from the premise, a false premise that there's some sort of equality between the sexes. There's never been equality between the sexes, and the reason why women, collectively in masses moved against Susan B. Anthony and everyone else is because, yeah, they didn't have the debt, but they didn't get credit cards and stuff until the 70s because they could go to jail otherwise. They didn't want that obligation. They didn't want that stress. They wanted to focus on the family. They didn't care about holding debt and holding credit cards and anything else. So owning property comes with a responsibility. Owning debt, owning credit cards comes with a responsibility. When you're the guarantor, you could actually go to jail. Women actually were like, what are we doing? Why is it also that it's a bunch of ugly women who clearly can't find husbands that are always charging these feminist movement? Well, I understand it now.
This one from, do appreciate your question. Marilyn, thanks for your sticker. Hexenhammer says, I'm sorry, but are we really asking someone who goes by the classic DV? What's DV stand for? Drunk trailer trash name JimBob what he thinks of feminism? Is animal cruelty next? Can sister consent?
Not a single argument.
I don't know what any of this means.
No. Caveman wants what he wants. No. We will just thump our chest and we will just take it. That's what he wants.
You're still asking the same caveman to provide you the same privileges, you dummy.
No, I pay taxes, and that goes to my government, and they make.
Yeah.
We're not in the 1800s, JimBob.
Yeah. Look. Let me ask you a simple question. If you took all the men, let me ask you a simple question. If all of the men in the government that ensure through force and the threat of force with their bodies your rights and privileges, right? Even taxes, policing taxes. If they all quit, do you think a bunch of women could replace them?
We'll have to see, right? We're not in that place, but a lot of women are in politics now, especially in Canada.
You are so dumb. I can't even believe I'm talking to you.
Yeah, me neither.
This one coming in from, do appreciate it. Over and Over Squared, they're just obsessed with you. They say, I only learned philosophy from sleeveless guys who man the exit at Target.
That's right.
Hi, JimBob.
Hi.
I think even Lord says dark age just means there is little written record. I think that's for you, Mahleej.
I like that nerd, whoever said that.
Oh, I'm sure women were out there in bikinis running around having lots of sex in the dark ages.
This one from...
Oh, do you know when was it? I actually had to research this last time I was talking to Andrew because he was correcting me. It's only been 200 years since the last woman was burnt as a witch. Only 200 years.
200 years burned as a witch. Well, actually, technically, they actually hung witches more so. Burned was something that they later put in movies to dramatize it. So,
yeah, hung, burned, doesn't matter.
It does kind of matter.
Yeah, okay.
This is Mahleej laughs at you. Okay, Big League Drew says,
well,
all right, says, well, we gotta go to the next.
Which one is less
would you rather be hung or burned to death?
I don't know. Which one would you like to? I would rather not be killed for having my views.
I didn't ask that.
I would just rather not be killed.
Big League Drew says,
yeah, I didn't
LOL, she's really making the, quote, women most affected argument when she said men die in these jobs.
Yeah.
This one from JB Peltier says, feminism always reduces to, quote, the good GDP. This one from JB Peltier says, her defense? Nuh-uh, but what about... Mahleej, would you agree that's your defense?
What? No. So...
Like a Mahleej! Okay.
I can compare this because, see, the country I come from, Pakistan, half of the population of women sits at home. So we see the benefits of women being in the workforce and what it has done in the Western societies and what is happening in Pakistan. Right now, we are trying to bring in this law, the marital rape law, in Pakistan. And it's a huge thing. So see, what you guys are talking about, what you want, JimBob, is happening in Pakistan, and
No,
we
it's
can
not.
see what that. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Because I am from there. Yes.
No, no,
yes,
no, no,
because
no.
I
You
am from
guys,
there.
you
Are
guys
from
haven't.
there?
No, 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 no.
Are you
You're
from there?
no, no. Hold on a second. Let me correct you, you witch. So if it's the case that
I take that as an
Pakistan,
honor.
yeah, I bet you do.
I do.
Pakistan, yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have toilets there yet, or? I just wondering.
Make your point.
So Pakistan
God,
actually
the guy's
has a
so triggered.
Pakistani culture itself is derivative of something much more than some traditional assumption of like a patriarchal system where mothers do things. My view isn't that all patriarchal systems are the same merely because they're not all the same.
Do you want women to stop working outside and raise kids at home?
I want that, yeah.
They want that too.
That doesn't make them the same, you dummy.
You do not want women in leadership roles, right?
What's a leadership role?
Any kind of leadership role, like
give me one.
And
No, women,
politics, and all these kinds of roles.
Yeah,
no, you don't want them, right? They don't either.
Women shouldn't. Women mostly don't want to be in those roles either.
No. Don't talk for women.
No, it's statistics. Statistics.
They do, but I'm just saying they want the same thing.
False.
Now, do you agree with me?
You're yelling again.
Can you rape a woman? Can you rape your wife? Like if you're in a marriage?
No, it's illegal.
Would you call that a rape?
It's illegal.
This one.
Is it legal to rape your wife? Is that? Do you agree with marital sex?
Yeah,
marital rape.
It's illegal. Yeah. What constitutes a grape, you should say, for TOS? I don't know. You're not been in this business for a while. You're a loudmouth and you don't care about TOS of other people's channels because you're a bimbo. But the reality is what constitutes a grape actually has to go through a process, a judicial process, by the way, which goes back to your reliance on men upholding a judicial process. So you're actually a patriarch. You love patriarchy.
No, because we all sat down as a society and decided that was it. So again,
with a gun,
that a lot of things that have been said today here, a lot of system that JimBob wants, we already have that in Pakistan, and we see how those societies are, and we see how women up there.
No one cares about Pakistan.
They can't have divorces as easily as here.
Look, listen, your shitty Pakistani culture is nothing like American Christian culture at all. That's why you want
women to stay home and have kids and babies?
Look at
you want women to sit at home and have babies?
What I want.
Okay, there you go. That's what they want. That's what the men want there too.
What I want and what's forced legally are two different things, dummy. Second of all,
because your hands are tied, otherwise you'd want that. You would force that. Exactly my point. Is a law that is protecting me, not
I wouldn't. You liar. You're a lying witch.
Yeah, you would. Why are you here arguing
with
me?
You're a liar witch.
If you wouldn't, then why are you even putting on your argument? Why are you even sitting here saying that women should be doing this when you don't want it to happen?
I made an argument, you dummy, that it's better for women to choose to be at home. What is a choice, dummy?
No, you don't give a choice. No, you didn't say a choice. You said it's better.
This lady is actually lying.
We might want to go to the next question.
Women.
This one coming in.
You're the worst. You are actually the worst.
I am the worst.
I would have left you too. I would have left you too.
You better recognize.
This one from 1 over and under squared says, I have proof of the Riemann hypothesis. Will you invite me to debate Con 6? Should we debate it? I don't know what that even is. Anathema, thanks for your super sticker. And Phobic says, JB, you're losing control. LOL. Calm down. This one from Big Lee Drew says, sorry, but she is the epitome of why women shouldn't vote.
Absolutely. Not reason thinker, contradictions galore, very emotionally driven.
Look, like a little baby here. Oh my God.
She can't even control herself.
That comment was from
yelling,
me. Why
more
are you
yelling,
answering a comment that was insulting me. Why are you so triggered by it?
More yelling.
Wow.
Mahleej, it sounds like you disagree.
Yeah, I'm out of control. And you can't control me, and that's what drives you nuts.
Well, we could if we wanted to.
JD,
hang on a second. If you wanted to, but you were right now. You said no.
You're yelling again.
Choice. So you're giving them a choice. So you're giving me a choice.
Yeah, say thank you.
Otherwise, what would you do? What would you do?
Yeah, just say thank you.
What would you do otherwise?
Just say thank you.
What would you do otherwise? Burn me as a witch?
Listen, Shrillery.
Exactly. 1800, dark ages.
Just say thank you. Just say thank you.
Just listen to little
This one
boy.
from
Oh my God, I'm letting you.
1 over in square. It says, and JimBob, this is the guy that I think has a crush on you. Says, JimBob, do black holes exist? Is nature quantum? What is dark energy? And why would someone wear sleeveless shirt in a debate? These are the deep questions. Okay, that's
It's
weird.
funny.
This one from, oh, if you want to respond to
No,
your,
it's just funny. I'm starting to like that guy.
they say, Jimmy Bob, why didn't your mom tell you not to wear sleeveless shirts in public? Was that a fault in her nature? Wow, they're obsessed with your sleeveless shirt. Okay. Now, JVP Peltier says women can be CEOs too. I should know this, but I don't. Feminist argumentation is the same, whether you're 6 years old or 38. Women can be CEOs. Okay, this is the capitalization threw me off. They say that Mahleej, your type of argument in some ways resembles this. Is this true?
Resembles what?
That you make the kind of banal and obvious statement that like women can be CEOs too.
It's not an argument. It's reality. It's a fact. What do you mean? It's a fact. There's a lot of women CEOs now.
Oh, I took
Are
it
you
literally to
saying that
mean
there isn't?
no. Okay, yeah, that's the way I initially took it. But now, what as I read it, I think they're saying like, but can they be as good as men? Now I think that's what they meant.
I don't know. They're making as much money, so they must be doing something good. Otherwise, they would fail. Their businesses would fail.
This one from over 1 over in square. It says, Jimmy Bob, do you think Jesus would approve of your sleeveless top? This one from even Lord Jim Bob nods yes. Even Lord says in the UK, the
That's not
Pakistan
very modest. Oh.
it says in the UK the Pakistan immigrant lobby passed a law making incest legal. Wait, really?
Mhm.
They say cousin marriage and sister marriage is common in Pakistan. Mahleej is
Mhm.
from there. Okay, but you probably wouldn't
Yeah,
be
but
for
my family is not. Nobody in my family ever married their cousins because, like I said, half of my family is Parsi, Zoroastrian. So we come from that side. And yes, that is a huge problem in Pakistan. And like I said, we're working on that. We're trying to educate them that you shouldn't marry your first cousins. We shouldn't. But however, my pet peeve is that when we go into religion stuff, especially the Abrahamic religions, Adam was created, then Eve was created, then they had kids, and then they had sex. So incest was okay then. And then later on, God was like, no, it's not right. You shouldn't be doing that. Depending on wherever you come from and wherever you come from that belief, that's also belief in Islam. I don't know.
Have you
So
considered writing a book on theology?
why should I tell you anything?
I think you
My
should.
future plans.
I think you should. I think you should. You could do good on Amazon
Like
with
I
that.
said, why don't you worry about yourself? I think most of your time is spent worrying about what other women are doing. You should focus on yourself. That's why men are being left behind because they're too worried about what women are doing. And we're
You sh-
focused on ourselves. We don't care what men are doing.
so are
We're
you gonna?
worried about ourselves, what we're doing. You guys are worried what we're doing and being left behind.
So are you gonna write a book?
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll make a movie instead.
Okay.
wow. This one from even Lord says JB says Mahleej, if men are responsible for force, parentheses, something women can't do, can you name me one thing that men can't do that women are responsible for?
Having babies.
Ah, should they?
If they want to, they shouldn't be forced to.
What if we're running out of humans? Should you not? I'm not talking about force. Everything's force with you guys. If it's the case that we're running out of humans in a society, should you persuade a woman to have children as opposed to become a CEO? Is it better generally to say we need children, we need families?
Oh my God, there's so many women that still want to have kids, have a surrogate. There's so many other ways to
Another
have kids.
not
Why
answer to my
force
question.
women that don't want to have kids?
I said not
Yeah,
force.
there are women that just want to be
Oh my
CEOs and
gosh.
don't want to have
Oh
kids.
my
Why you
gosh,
want to force
lady.
them?
I
to
didn't
have
say
kids, but the
force,
ones that
dummy.
want to have kids.
I said no force. I said if it's the case women are not having kids because of some trend, I call it feminism, and we're running out of children, if it's between of persuading them and encouraging them to have kids or encouraging them to become CEOs? Is it better for society to encourage them to have kids as opposed to CEOs? That doesn't mean the ones who want to do CEO stuff can't do it. I'm saying, generally speaking, isn't it better in that situation to say, it's better. We should encourage women to have children, encourage them to.
Again, a man is going to decide what is better. It depends on that woman. If she thinks it's better for her to be a CEO and she doesn't want to have kids, how are you going to say what is better for her? She shouldn't be a CEO. In the previous, we can see what has happened in the past, right? And we learn from the past and we learn from the history. In the past, we have seen that women will have kids and then they lose their prime. They don't have any education and they're left with what? A fat zero when that man decides to leave. Right? So they're trying to protect their bag. They can have children later. There's tons of women out there, pay them to have surrogacy. Nobody's just dying, dropping dead, and humanity is gonna vanish in a day. I think you have more chances of an asteroid hitting you and humanity dying than like that.
This one coming in from.
You okay? Do you need your medicine? Are you having those attacks?
I was talking to my chat.
I think he needs his medicine.
Even Lord says, God bless the Great Britain for ending GBL slavery. This one from In Liberty and Guns We Trust says, I honestly don't see the problem with women having rights and succeeding. The women in my life are wonderful. What other women who I don't know do in society is their business. I wish them the best.
Well, that's a simp. So everybody's simp in the chat. Here's the problem.
Of course.
Let me. He was asking me. Listen, shut your mouth. So if it's a case that
shut my mouth, you shut your hole.
Keep quiet, drunkie.
He didn't say your name.
Listen,
say your name.
Listen, drunkie pants.
Retard.
Hey,
retard. You retard caveman.
Drunkie pants.
You retarded caveman. You
Chill.
need your medicine.
Let's go to the next.
No, I want to answer.
Insults, I can get in there. You're retarded. We saw it. You need your medicine.
I want to answer the guy. I want to answer the guy. I want to answer him. So the problem I have with it, because I'm the one who has a problem with it, the problem that I have with it is that a privilege, right? Giving women opportunities, I don't have a problem with. The problem I have with the paradigm of rights and liberation itself is that, as I demonstrated in this debate, is that people like her don't have any obligation to society, but the view of feminism to have rights requires the assumed obligation of men to defend them. So it's a mismatch. So if men defend society and defend rights for men and women, they go, well, what is the rest of society obligated to provide? And we look at women, the thing that we need and want them to provide and take on as an obligation is having children and making the next generation of society, because that's what's needed to keep a society afloat. They have the leverage to do that. They have the nature to do that. They have the nurturing nature to raise those kids. Their nature is perfect for it. That's why women have children. So the problem I have to the person who posed the question is that the absence of the duty is where it's bankrupt. It's absent any duties. It gives women this idea that because they live in a luxurious society that's developed and crafted by men and upheld by men, infrastructure is all upheld by men, they get to live a sim life. They get to live their own crafted, create your own adventure. And when we ask them, what are you doing in return for this? What do you give us back? They go, just me, honey. I'm a spicy girl. That's all you get from these people. Nothing. This
one from
Boy.
One over in square, it says, we got that one. This is from Onomophobic, says, starting a therapy fund for JimBob and his JimBob-alongs. This is sad, but hilarious. LOL.
I definitely need therapy, but it's...
Oh, yeah.
They also said, even Lord, fact check. Incest is illegal in England and Wales under the Sexual Offences Act in 2003. But wait a minute, just to be like, even Lord was saying that it's legal. I thought they said it was legal in Pakistan, didn't they? They said lying or just too lazy to check.
Incest is it's not legal. Incest meaning you can't have sex with your brother and sister, but they get married into their first cousins, which is almost the same. That is not illegal up there. Okay, and if you're talking about England, if you go in the past, all these kings and queens, they used to get married in their families. I was actually watching a documentary on it. You should see some of these kings and them there. You can see them that they're deformed because they used to always marry each other's first cousins. They stopped eventually, but it used to happen there as well.
All right, that's pretty interesting. This one from Sincere Hypocrite says, "Where are human rights found, and what are they? If it's a social construct, what stops society from changing their minds on what rights humans have?" I think this is for you, Mahleej. Let's start with the first question. What are these human rights? Like, are they something you can feel and touch, or is it just an idea that people like kind of
Oh,
come up
those are
with?
ideas. Those are ideas that have developed over time, right? Like when in the beginning, when we started living in tribes, when we came out of the caves and started living in tribes, we were like, okay, you know what? I better not go steal that person's wife or that person's thing because he's gonna come and do it to me. So as society, we came together and we made some rules and laws how we would live, right? And it's evolved and we're still evolving, right? If we didn't evolve, we would have slavery happening today. There's a lot of things that we don't do today because they would violate human rights. Back in the days, if you go back in the days, yes. Like, especially if we were having religion. The major problem in Pakistan is the religion is always there. The Sharia law comes in conflict with the laws, right? Here, we don't have that. You have state is separate from religion. So we're able to make those laws. Otherwise, if the religion was still controlling the state here, there will be a lot of violations of human rights, to be honest.
Actually, let me just say that the purpose of separation of church and state is that the state doesn't influence and interfere with religion, not that the religion can't influence the state. The state always influences the religion, in fact, always.
Does religion influence the state right now?
Yes, always.
How?
Do you think if I thought abortion was illegal from my worldview and I voted based on my theological worldview that abortion should be illegal, the moment I vote with a lot of other people and put that into action, that's theology in action.
Yeah, well, in the beginning, we did allow abortions, right? First, we did allow abortions, right?
How is that relevant to the point of religion itself influences policy?
That's just voting. Yeah, you did influence that policy. And
Good
people,
job.
again,
You're learning.
people, again,
You got a
it's
new wrinkle
because
on your
of their
brain.
religious beliefs, right?
Yeah,
So we're going backwards.
Hey, let's listen. Would you
We're
say
just going backwards.
hold on? Would you say a religious belief is believing in something without evidence? Generally speaking, a religious belief.
Are you hearing stuff? Because I never said that.
I'm asking you a question. Do you believe that a religious belief, singular, is something that you believe in without evidence? Would that constitute a religious belief?
Yeah, there is no evidence of God.
Okay. Are there any evidence of rights?
Yeah, we can see it.
We can see a right. Where is the right? Does it look like a butterfly? Next question.
This one coming in from Anomonophobic says, "We got that." JB says, "Mahleej, how would you feel if you ate breakfast this morning?"
How would I feel if I ate breakfast this morning? I don't know. I don't actually eat breakfast. I only eat one meal a day, which is not really breakfast. I eat dinner.
This one from Maryland says, "JimBob." And Carl Sagan says, "Alcohol has ruined my life, and methamphetamines, and bestiality." Okay, thanks for that.
That last one will really get you, I guess.
Even Lord says, "Before Islam, Zoroastrianism promoted brother, sister, father, daughter, mother, son." Uh, let me, Before Islam, Zoroastrianism promoted brother and sister marriage, father and daughter marriage, mother and son marriage as the most holy type of marriage. It was reformed out later. You guys both agree?
Probably, yeah. Most of these religions have had that reformed later. Yes, it was. But like I said, I come from a family that was nobody was married into their cousins. Everybody was married outside of the family. Because my grandparents, like especially my grandfather, was educated. Everyone was educated. That's why.
I have a question on that. Mahleej, do you think it would it's like, are you anti-religious generally, or like I just have a bad taste in your mouth generally speaking about religion? Like you don't like it generally?
No, to me, religion doesn't make sense because when I look at it, it's very patriarchal. All the rules and laws are in favor of man and man and man, and we're just side pieces, right? Like you said, we're just vaginas. And we need to serve and submit to God and the man. So, of course, it was written by a man. If you don't think so, yeah. So that's why I'm not a big fan of religions.
Even Lord says.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, but you're in favor of systems that also rely on men being at the top, using their brute force to protect you.
Oh my God, we're not brute forces. Yes, we get it. Tomorrow, if you want to, you're going to put us, even though you're Christians and you're very holy, tomorrow, if you want, you'll take us all women, put us in a room as slaves and force on us and have babies, like force us to have babies. That's what you would do. Because you control the brute forces. I've told you this again and again. We come as a society. I know it's a hard concept for you to get, that as a society, men and women got together, okay, and they decided that these are going to be education, this is going to be for protection, this is going to be for the army, this is for medication, there's different departments made.
Oh, we decided it was. Are you saying it was
yes, we all decided as a society.
Hold on. We decided that we actually chose arbitrarily that it would be men fighting in wars and not women. That was just a decision.
Men always fought in wars.
Then we didn't decide it. You just contradicted yourself.
You guys started the wars. Who told you? Did we say go fight the wars?
You shouldn't even own property.
Tell the other men to come and attack you. You created your problem.
The more you talk,
should we go fight your battles?
The more you talk, the more.
You know what happened? Women were taken as sex slaves. They would come. They would go and conquer.
And who stopped that?
They would take war booty and then rape them, grape them,
and who stopped it?
Over again.
And who stopped it? Who stops it with force?
Who stopped it?
Men.
Who stopped it?
Men. I'm going to ask you: is men stopping all of that horrible stuff happening? Is that patriarchal still or not?
Stopping what?
Oh my gosh, all that brutal stuff you just listed happening to women. When other good men come in and stop it using their brute force with war, is that patriarchal or not?
No, as a society, we decided that this was wrong.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody had to bring out that idea that this is wrong.
Oh my
goodness. And then as a society, we decided, like I told you about slavery. As a society, we decided it's a wrong thing to do.
Does it require force?
More booty.
Does it require force to stop things like slavery ultimately?
It takes laws.
Laws. Do laws require force?
No, you don't go put. Okay, so you're telling me that you have to punch a person in the face and be like, you better make that law.
God, better go to the next one.
What you're talking about is you gotta go use physical force or gun force to make a law. I don't get it.
The threat of force. That means if you do this, I bring a gun and I make you go to jail. That's called the threat of force. That's force.
That's how the laws were made? Is that what you're saying?
What law? What law isn't at gunpoint, you drunkard?
Really? So we were like, okay, you better stop slavery or we're gonna come and shoot all of you. Is that how the law was created? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so ladies,
you must go to the next one.
This is what he's saying. Right. If you want some law, you better get your guns. And if the man doesn't give you that law, you better go there with a gun and be like, you better get that law.
That's exactly how laws work.
We've got to catch up. We've got to catch up with questions. So we've actually got to be really pithy with a number of them for a while until we catch up. OGN Jen says, thanks for hosting, James. JimBob for the win. Daddy didn't let me cry. Okay. Monkey Lee says, it only took 20 minutes for Mahleej to insult her opponent, and the debate suffered for it. She isn't serious about this at all. Why is she here? This one from Animophobic.
Your worst nightmare, bitch. You don't have to be here. You can walk away, but you're still watching because it's entertaining. That's why I'm here.
Onomatopoeia says, JB's debate strategy, JimBob's, is hired quote-unquote arguments, and he interrupts and yells, then gets desperate and employs racist impressions. Truly top-notch performance, my
God. Let me correct you there. all, you didn't give me one example of a poor argument. Notice how you never reference a bad argument. You just say so. And imitating someone's accent is not actually racism. Racism would be making a value
I don't
judgment.
care.
Shut up.
He
Shut
can do
up.
that. He's
Shut
a
up.
white supremacist
Shut
white man telling
up.
everybody the world
Shut
All right, we do
created
need to.
everything.
We do have to keep
Shut
this.
up. I'm
we
just
keep it a
telling you
little
what
faster.
racism is. Racism was when you actually make a
A white
value
man is
judgment.
going to tell us what
Hold
Shut
on,
up.
we do have to get to these questions. We got a lot of them.
Racism is when you assume a value judgment on someone based just on their race, right? I'm not a white supremacist, and
Yeah,
I'm not a
talking
racist.
like this to me
I'm-
is not very racist.
Oh my
Hate
gosh,
to
I'm
do
a
this,
I'm a cultural
but-
supremacist.
Okay, so what we got to do is not have as many interruptions because we do have just a ton of questions that people really want to hear read to you guys. Wi-Fi Gospel is one of them. Says, Mahleej, are you a shill for Jabra or Oticon? What are these things?
I
Okay.
don't know.
JB Peltier says, are Christian men trying to bar you from walking without a male escort and a burqa, you doofus?
No, because we don't have religion in our state. Of course not. And that's what I'm trying to say. We have that freedom here, but JimBob would like to put that freedom on us because if we were to talk about clothing, he's going to think that women these days are, oh, look at them, what they're wearing outside. Of course, he's one of those guys. Oh, look at those short skirts. And, you know, if a
Okay.
woman's going to get
Gotcha.
dressed out
Okay.
like this,
Need a short answer.
yep.
We need the short version. This one from Big League Drew says, Mahleej, do you honestly think you performed well during this discussion?
Depends on who's watching.
This
If
one
it's
from
somebody watching from that wants to live in the 1800s, of course not.
No,
Men are looking for their interest.
from your view, you're the one grading, not someone else. That was the question. You know how to listen to words and what
Did
they
they
mean.
ask you, why are you interrupting? Why are you being my father, trying to explain me the
I
damn
am,
questions?
because you need a father. You need a father.
I didn't ask you. Exactly.
We'll go
so
to the
don't
next
act like
one.
it. Oh,
Okay.
did you
We'll
answer
go-
the question?
Okay.
Your father
We'll go to-
failed.
Next one, Christopher Scott says,
Oh,
quiet.
God. Why don't you be a father to your own kids and stop
am.
like worrying about a
This
random
one
women
from-
online?
Christopher Scott says, quiet down, Mahleej. Stop the shrilling.
Shrill.
This one
can't-
from Mahleej. Might yes, you want to respond?
Stop being so triggered then.
Daniel Steen says, repeal the 19th. Oh my gosh. Shrill, shrill, shrill. Oh my gosh, annoying.
I don't even know what is this shrill. I don't
Here,
even know.
it's like this. Here, it's like this.
We got it.
It's like that. I'll show you.
Because I don't even know.
I'll show you. I'll show you what it is. Ah! That's what they hear.
Oh,
This
you
one
don't
from-
mind it when we're like, then you all love it, right? But because I'm screaming here, now it's a painful
Gosh,
to hear.
okay.
Don't be
Let's
such
go
fucking
to the next
hypocrites.
question.
You love
JB,
it when we shrill in porn. Shut up.
What? Oh my
JB
gosh, you're so
Peltier-
disgusting.
says she's not drunk. Her head is filled with mashed potatoes. Mahleej, my guess is you disagree.
Well, if they have anything better than personal interests, insults, then yeah, I could answer. All they do is personal insults. Shrill,
Interests.
blah, blah, blah.
This one from
You guys
JB
can't
Peltier
handle it. We're doing better than you.
You're
Says
doing better
these-
than us?
says these midwit women are the entire problem. Smart women don't buy this prattle.
That's right.
Who doesn't buy this?
Smart women.
Smart women? Oh, okay. I guess those CEOs aren't very smart. Who are these guys in their mommy's basement writing these things? Oh, these women aren't smart.
This one from Big
Wow.
Big League Drew says, "Are you dead Drader?" They used this word the other night. I don't know what it means. This one from Mookie Lee says, Mahleej, when someone asks you a question, it's good form to repeat it so you actually understand. Schoolyard insults are ugly and belittle your stance.
Exactly. That's what I was telling JimBob. Thanks for confirming my point.
Gary Newman says, okay, he says, wow. And then one over and under squared says, I agree that JimBob is stupid. Wow. This one from
Top tier.
Onomatophobia says, JimBob and his followers are the most insecure group I have come across in YouTube debates, but their depth on these topics is truly impressive from a standpoint of modern nano coding applications. What
It's
does that
just,
mean?
it's like, just send in the troops. Just send them in. It's time.
This one from Big Lee Drew says 8675309. Call me anytime. Even Lord says if artificial wombs Women are finished. O3 Scumbag says, to the lady, what net good has society gained from feminism?
We are able to make our own choices. We're treated like human beings. I know it's a concept that you don't want to grasp. I totally understand, but a lot of us women now can actually feel like human beings and not owned properties. I know it's a concept men don't get.
Wait, you had the, I already did that in my opener that at the time of suffrage and before, you could still do the things and make your own choices. So that's just a lie.
How long before? 1700s? 1600s?
When were you able not?
1500s?
When were you?
1400s?
Unbelievable.
1400s were we able to?
Wow.
This one coming in from JB Peltier says, wow. And Marilyn says, I have AIDS now. Thanks, Mahleej. Okay, I don't want to know the story behind that. James Marone says,
Ew.
says
Stop
that's a
fucking the
girl
monkeys then. Ew, bestiality.
bestiality. This one from James Marone says, we have to stop saying that B word, by the way. YouTube's going to pick up on that. Says, I'm very anti-Muslim, but now I understand why they treat women the way they do. You're the reason why
See, this is
Sharia
what
is.
I'm talking about. When it comes to religion, doesn't matter. Men will be men. They just want to put women. Men from my country don't like me either. Why? Because I open my mouth. The biggest
Checks out.
problem the men like JimBob have is like, why is this woman even talking? She should be
True.
shutting up, listening to me. Well,
Definitely.
I'm not. Well, I'm not. Exactly. And that's why you feel threatened. Your little ego.
No, it just doesn't add anything. There's plenty of
you get threatened.
there's plenty of women who hold themselves.
Yeah, that submit and don't talk back to you.
Okay.
You like those women. Those are obedient women, right?
Are they bad? Are they
We
not?
get
Are
it.
they? It sounds like you're
We
dissing.
get it.
Are you
We get it.
Wait, they don't have the choice to be obedient now? I thought
don't
you were
have
about.
to be obedient
I
to
thought you were. I thought you were.
nobody.
Wait.
Nobody.
I thought you.
You're just angry little man that lives in a cave and
I thought
wants
you.
to go back living in a cave.
I thought you said women's choice was good. If women choose to be obedient, how can that be bad from your view?
I'm not saying that is bad for them. It's their choice.
Oh.
They want to do that.
Oh.
That's fine. I am not going to do that.
Oh.
And you're not going to force me to do that either, JimBob.
That's all I hear, just screaming.
And that's what I hear.
Okay, this one from
Pretty much.
the Jabroni says, I think I lost 19 IQ points listening to Mahleej. This one from JB Peltier says, God forbid you prioritize your kids over some shitty desk job.
Yep.
Is this true,
Men should
Mahleej?
do that too. Why are they doing desk jobs? Shouldn't they prioritize their kids?
Because they're not
Why is
mothers.
it only a woman's job? No, why is it only a woman's job? Why shouldn't men do that?
Do men and women raise kids the same way throughout their life?
They should. They should.
So I should breastfeed. Should I breastfeed my child then?
No, but you can bottle feed your child. You can change their diapers, can't you?
Okay, so clearly, I mean, I don't know how you're doing, faring as a mother, but if you don't understand that being a mother, the nature of being a mother is not the same as the nature of being a father.
That doesn't mean that you're like totally, you don't do anything. No.
Who said that? Who said that?
Most of the time, no, this is the whole thing that all the responsibilities put on
things
women.
No one said for 500.
A woman that is half stupid, this is his claim, a woman that is dumb, can't make decisions, is emotional, can't be in leadership qualities, but to take care of a child, the most fragile thing, she's the best thing.
Well, it doesn't
even make sense.
It does make sense.
If we're so dumb, I think if we're so dumb, how are you guys even alive?
You already admitted.
Your mothers were able to take care of you, but they were so dumb.
Mahleej,
you can't even make up your own point.
Mahleej, you already admitted during the debate that there's a category difference between some sort of analytical thinking. Even James asked you, do you think more with your feels? And you said yes. Well, mothering is a lot of that intuition with your kids, right?
You don't know, right? Because you haven't been a mother.
You're the one who said it.
Multitasking. There's so much happening that a woman is dealing with at home, and she's being a mother. She's doing so much, but you're okay with that.
Absolutely. So is she.
She can't do that outside.
What? That's not mothering outside. That's exactly what feminism is. It turns society.
She's using the same skills. Are you that stupid?
Is it possible to misplace mothering?
Misplaced mothering? What are you talking
You know what
about?
misplaced means?
I don't know what it means for you. How do you
Unbelievable.
misplace a mother? Did you misplace your mother?
I said mothering, you drunk fool.
Did your mother misplace her mothering? Is that where you're coming from?
I just can't.
Okay,
you
we'll
gotta
go
move
to the
on.
Yeah,
next
I just
question.
can't either.
You guys are two peas in a pod. JB Peltier says, you know what? Just let the feminists money grub and waste their time and just tell them to shut up in public. Whatever, dude.
Oh, I bet you that he's in his mom's basement, some broke motherfucker that's always on video games. Comments like that comes from men like that.
He seems to have a lot of disposable income. He's done a lot of supers. But here's his next one. Jimmy, my boy, she can't do hypotheticals. LOL, gotta be real concrete with this one.
Well, I just want to point out that during the debate, she said girls on OnlyFans is a really good thing, but men playing video games, which is just a different form of like
Because you're wasting your time.
So OnlyFans is a waste of your time?
They're making money from it.
People make
Are all
money.
these guys playing video games making money from it?
If you make money from video games, suddenly they're not losers.
No, if you're making money, a lot of money, then yeah.
Everything's
maybe,
about money
but
with these people.
These guys aren't making money. They're all the time sitting there,
everything
"Oh my God,
about
playing video
feminism,
games."
everything
Oh my
about
goodness.
feminism is materialism. It's so vapid and empty and gross, and you see it in this person right here. Just emptiness.
Yeah, it's okay when men did it, right? When men went and conquered other countries, okay, and went and raped their women.
Oh God, you're obsessed with grape.
Resources and material, it was okay.
Obsessed.
But God forbid a woman wants a house and a car. Oh my God, materialism.
Your voice
it's because you
is
men are
so
broke.
bad.
You men are broke, and we tell you that you're broke.
Your
and
voice
we can
is
make as much money as you, and we don't need you anymore.
Your voice is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Poor insults because you don't have like.
It's not an insult. It's not an insult. It's not your fault. That's your voice. That's your voice.
Insults. You're retarded. Keep drinking.
That's your voice. That's your
Keep
voice.
drinking, and you need your medication.
You must go to the next one. Okay, this one.
Now I will need some.
This one from Gary Newman says women have way higher debt to income ratio, but men can't keep up. So the pay gap isn't real either. Broke men have nothing to offer, but you offer emotional support. Funny how values flip flop.
Yeah, emotional support.
Who's giving emotional support?
Well, women give emotional support to men. Sometimes they say like, "Well, I give emotional support," is their go-to. That's usually what happens. I have a question, Mahleej, and it's not a gotcha. Is there a form of feminism where you draw the line and you're like, not that?
No, I don't believe in the first wave, second wave, third wave. No, I believe that women should be treated as human beings. We should be able to make our own choices. We should have equal opportunity in different fields, in different parts of life. We should be treated as human beings. Simple as that. Is that too much to ask?
No. You treat you like, let's say we treat you like human beings and we give you all the choices. It always comes down to this, and any debate you have in the future will likely come down to this, is that if the choices are all just for you, the question's always going to be, what obligation do you as a woman with free choices have to the society? And it sounds like you don't have any. There's no obligations.
Oh my God. It's a circular argument. I've already told you this.
You don't know what a circular argument is.
You can put this in 10,000 different ways, but like I said, we're not in the 1800s. We're not in the 1800s. We're in the 21st century. There's different obligations as human beings on all of us as a society.
Okay, I understand. Can you tell me what a circular...
I know you want me to say that as a woman, my obligation is only to use my hole and pop out babies. I know you want me to say that, but I am not going to say it because you want me to say it, okay?
Can you tell me
How many times do I have to repeat myself? Holy fuck. Doesn't it get through your brain? I've answered your question a million times. Obligation.
Okay, we must go to the next question. Mahleej.
Can you tell me obligation to you?
Can you tell me what
obligation to you? We have obligation to society.
We have to go to the next one.
Can you tell me?
And no. That's it. I have answered this question like 10 million times.
Can you tell me what circular?
Your brain.
Can you tell me what a circular argument is?
Shut up. No, I can't.
Okay, we have to go to the next one. We have to go to the next one. Okay.
Jesus Christ, I've answered the same question a million times talking about being stupid.
But we must, okay. I do want to make sure I didn't miss any. This one from Ishmael says, men are not given free rein to abuse their physicality. like on women. So why are women given free rein to abuse their sexuality on men?
What?
She
Men
just
are not given a free thing for what?
she doesn't agree that it's abuse to abuse your body and be like an OnlyFans.
Yeah, just
star.
like men. Men don't think it's wrong to go sleep with 100 women.
No. Listen, you're not understanding the question. Men have to. Men, from your view, Mahleej, men are obligated because you advocate for rights and the protection thereof. Men are obligated from your view because it's a necessity that men put their bodies on the line to make sure your rights to make choices are protected, right? That's true, right? You admitted this. The question he's reversing it on you and saying, well, why is there no obligation for you to put your bodies on the line, aka having a child? Why is that not an obligation if it's an obligation for men? I thought you were about free choice of bodies, right?
It's not obligation to men. Okay, not every man born in US has been told, oh, you have to go in the army. No, you have a choice. You can go in the army. You don't have to go. When it becomes mandatory, then we're talking, but it's not mandatory. Again, wars created by you, problems created by you, and then you go up there and it's not your obligation. As a society, we created departments, okay? Education, again, I'm going to explain to you. Education department, police department, those are obligations. They have to serve and protect. You understand or no?
Oh,
it is not my obligation to pop out babies on JimBob's demands.
Wait, why do they have to? Why do they have to protect and serve? They could just not do it, right?
Because that's their job. As a cop, it's their job.
Okay, if no men signed up for that job, your rights wouldn't be protected, right?
Well, we will only talk when no man signed up for it, right? But we're not there. Why
do you know what a hypothetical is?
Hypothetical, but that's not the situation here. If no man signed up for it, then the women will protect it.
Was there a time when women couldn't vote?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Did women posit a hypothetical of a future where women voted?
No, they tried towards it. They tried.
I give up. I'm gonna rage quit. I'm gonna be my first JimBob rage quit. Okay, go on, James. Next.
This one from JB Peltier says, God forbid you that one. Oh, sorry, I missed this one. Onomophobic says, a mutually supportive relationship would help heal so many obviously hurt people in here. It's not a business deal, a competition, or a conquest. Okay. This one from JB Peltier says, always learning and never coming to knowledge of the truth. Post-truth PhDs in yapology. They didn't say who they were talking about, though. So maybe it was about JimBob. This one from Even Lord says, Mahleej, they say, simply put, says JimBob. Ask her how she would. Oh, we got that. It was the breakfast question. This one from JB Peltier says, what are women responsible for? Mahleej.
Again and again and again, I myself, as a citizen of Canada, I'm responsible to be a good citizen, follow the law, contribute to the society, pay my taxes, not commit a crime.
What's about what men are responsible for?
Same things.
Okay. This one from Even Lord says, before Islam, we got that one. Even Lord says, Mahleej has Zoroastrian blood. That's fire. Big W. Is this true? What does that even mean?
I mean, she's downstream from a lot of incest by her own admission.
Well, you came from Adam and Eve. You shouldn't be talking.
This one from Dan Vicious says, Jimbo, spitting facts. Sean Brewer says, no one cares about Mahleej. Okay, wow. Well, they mean they care about you. They just don't care about what you say. They say Mahleej.
If they weren't caring, they wouldn't be sitting here for 2 hours and listening. You would have walked away. If I don't like something, I just walk away. I don't sit there and comment and waste my time commenting. You actually commented. Took us 20 seconds to write about me. Thank you very much.
Wow, Mahleej says, Mahleej, is it better for men to go die in war for a country and not see the benefit of their sacrifice? Is that a waste of their time? Do you value their sacrifice even though they didn't become rich?
Of course, I do value. I don't even know how some men would do that are so patriotic. I again will blame men that start these wars, and these poor little like young soldiers have to go and die. I swear to God, I feel for them, and it shouldn't be happening. But what are we going to do? Men and their little egos, they want to go for the resources, material resources. We can see it happening today too. It like
Do you think women should be
all about
drafted?
resources.
Do you think women should be drafted?
Why not? If they want to, and there are women that are drafted, women are there.
Do you know what a draft is? It's not about what you want.
Women are in the army serving different positions.
I didn't ask if
women are there.
I didn't ask if women are the army. You have a really poorly functioning brain. Do you believe women should be drafted? That means against their will. Against their will.
Yeah, why not?
Okay,
if it came time, yes, why not?
Hold on. Suddenly, Mahleej, her entire debate tonight, if you want to call it that, was based on freedom of choice. And yet right now, she just admitted that men and women, men mostly, can violate women's bodies by forcing them to be conscribed and go to war. She said, why not? That's the end of her argument.
You put a hypothetical question. If there was a time where everybody needed to be drafted,
I didn't say everyone.
Women were asked, then your question is null and void. Then, if that's not what that's what I understood. That's what
Why
you,
does that follow?
You were saying.
What's the laws of logic?
Oh my God.
What are the laws of logic?
Let's get to the questions, James. Seriously, this guy's giving me a headache.
We'll go to the next one. This is from Michael Feldman. Says, why does everyone think slavery isn't practiced today in certain parts of the world? JB Peltier said, I don't know who to blame, Canada, women, or Pakistan. This one from Onomatophobia says, will you incorporate...
Sorry?
That's hilarious.
What was it?
They were insulting you. This one from...
Good for them.
They say, Onomatophobia says, will you incorporate fact-checking in your Jubilee-esque debate thing? Real-time penalty for repeating. I don't think we're going to do fact-checking. You guys could tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm out of line, but I kind of have a feeling Jubilee's fact-checking is... I wouldn't be surprised if they only fact-check one side, or at least I should say not just only, but they fact-check one side more than the other. Hill Umi Slide says, as a society, we have decided Mahleej shouldn't vote. JB Peltier says, of course her rating scale is subjective too.
Oh my God.
Dingus.
All I know is I boosted up a lot of little men's egos, so they're going to feel so manly today.
Wow. This one from Clicker says, Mahleej, if the world was at a 0.5 reproduction rate, would you advise your daughter to have children, or would you tell her to do what she wants?
It's her choice.
Okay. Would you encourage her, let's say?
It's her choice.
Would you encourage her?
No, I wouldn't encourage her. I'd tell her what are the benefits and what are the pros and cons. She can make her own decision. Adults can make their own decisions, right? We don't need a father all the time, JimBob.
Always a father with this one.
Father to
always
everybody.
With this one.
I'm going to advise her when she becomes an adult, she can make her own choices. She should be making her own choices. God.
Appreciate your question. Dan Vicious says she thinks sacrificing babies is virtue of society. JB Peltier. I think they mean
sacrificing babies. What do you think? I'm doing witchcrafts here? Like what?
They mean abortion.
God, well, I can understand. These must be his followers, right? So
are you pro-abortion?
I'm pro whatever the woman wants to do with her body.
That's not a body. There's another body, definitionally. So are you pro-abortion?
But then again, your religion comes into it. Okay?
I didn't say anything religious. Are you pro? There's a body inside a body, right? When you saw your child, your child after conception, the body's the ideal, unique DNA started in conception. Let's grant you a couple weeks, right? You start to see some forming. You go, oh my gosh, that's my son, that's my daughter. What I'm asking you is, are you an advocate for it being legal for the woman to terminate that body inside the body? Yes or no?
I'm in favor if it's a medical emergency, and if a woman chooses that, okay, that is something better for her. She's not able to take care of the kid and she chooses to go have an abortion. I'm in favor of that. I'm not in favor of using abortion as what do you call, like contraceptive, you know what I mean, like going and having abortions all the time. Like there's other things you can do to protect yourself, so I'm not in favor of that. However, it's the woman's choice. If she chooses, I am nobody, again, I am nobody to be
All right, we gotta go to
anybody's
the next
mother.
one. We got it. Thank you. This one from JB Peltier says she thinks laws are enforced with quiddy please. Over. One over and square. It says, Jimmy Bob, is it okay to make fun of your chubby shoulders? I'm not making fun of them because of your race.
Yes. And
Okay.
it's actually part of my race. It's genetic.
JB Peltier says, of course, her rating scale is subjective too. We got that one. Hill Umi Slide says, as a society, we have decided. We got that. David Rife says, Jim Bob has more sleeve than Mahleej has brain cells. Did we read that? Even Lord. Mahleej disagrees. Even Lord says, Jim Bob.
I'm sure this must be a religious. Are you sure you're not a
What are you
Muslim?
mumbling?
Because
What are you mumbling
they
about?
say you have a brain.
Wait, what are you
So you
mumbling about?
must think the same way.
What are you saying? No one understands what you're saying. Slurring.
I'm not surprised.
You're
This
slurring.
one from JB Peltier says, Lady, pack it up. You got bodied by a meme. And onomatophobic says, Jim Bub says, say the tech now exists to make yourself a fertile woman. Scenario is critically low birth rate. Do you use it on yourself for the species?
Wait, what? Is that to me? Is that to
Yeah, they
me?
said,
Read that again. That was confusing.
let's say replacement rate was like so low that
I understood it.
Shut your mouth.
so they say let's say that the replacement rate is so low that
Yeah.
society is declining, via birth rate.
Yeah.
If the tech exists to make yourself into a fertile woman, would you do it?
No. Nope. Bye-bye civilization.
Yeah, there you go. We have it.
No, that's not.
Oh, why not? Why not?
Because-
Don't you want to save the humanity?
No. Actually,
you don't want to save the humanity.
No,
But when
no,
I say it, oh my
no,
God,
no.
hypocrite.
No, that's
You're
not a
such a hypocrite.
That's not a. Listen, witch. That's
I
not.
is the real face of
Tell
the
me-
caveman.
that's
Why?
not-
Why not?
That's not a
Alright.
contradiction.
Destroy your body. Come
That's
on, have
not-
a baby.
That's not a contradiction.
Have a baby by me, be a billionaire. Come on, we'll find you a billionaire. You can have a baby and will contribute to the society.
How long did your marriage last?
Why are you assuming that I was married to begin with?
I could tell you're divorced.
Why are you assuming I was divorced? Again,
Induction.
assumptions.
Based on induction.
Maybe I went to a sperm bank and got a sperm bank and I had a baby by myself. Like, again, assumptions. Why are you assuming stuff?
Assuming. So when was it? How far along did you get?
About what?
Okay.
This
Mhm.
one from thank you for your patience. Even Lord says Jim Bob is the mountain man, not a caveman. W Jim Bob. JB Peltier says men and women are not the same. Full stop. Would you agree? Actually, maybe you'd agree with that, Mahleej. You'd just be like, yeah, they're obviously not the same. Not just physically, because that's like a mundane state. Like nobody cares about that. In terms of men and women's brains, like are they wired the exact same way or are they different?
No, we're different. I've never said that we're same. We're different in a lot of different things, where some men can perform certain things better and women can perform certain things better, right? Like emotionally, we're told, oh, we're really emotional and this, which is not true. We are emotional beings, but we don't show our emotions are not shown in a violent way. We might scream and yell, but men show their emotions violently. So yeah, no, men and women are different. We have our own characteristics that we're good at, right? But here, what we're told that we as women are nothing. We're not good at nothing, but just having babies and popping babies and staying at home.
That's not
And
nothing.
if we don't do that, we're just useless to the society. We don't bring nothing to the society because we're so dumb and stupid that we shouldn't be able to vote, right, JimBob?
Not totally, but you're close.
This one from Hilumi. No, we got this. Clicker says, when men oppress society, why don't women rise up to overthrow oppressors? Why is it always men opposing oppression? Did I read that?
Because they've always held the power. They've always have held the power. Now that they're seeing it, that we're getting a little bit. It's only been what, like 70 years?
You don't have any
since
power.
we've had rights, and they're already crying.
That's not power.
Imagine women were oppressed for centuries. We were crying, screaming. Nobody was listening. Finally, we get our right, and it's been 70 years, and these guys are like,
well, hold on. Hey,
Oh,
listen,
my
you don't actually have power.
Jesus.
You don't actually have power because it's still the men giving you something, right?
Good men.
Yeah, giving you. So you don't
Not
actually.
you, not
still,
you. No,
okay,
it's that society
it's
and
still
the
an allowance.
law giving me that power.
Yeah, men. Law is force.
Well, no,
This
there's women
one?
making laws too. There's lawmakers in the
The
government. There are women
force,
out
if they didn't enforce it, you wouldn't have. You don't actually have power. You have
there. Who
allowances.
is they? Who is they?
Men in uniforms with guns have the power, and they grant you allowances, right? And you're calling that, oh, now that women
Who's
have
giving me
power.
allowance? Nobody's giving me
Dude,
allowance.
That's
What
what
are
a
you
right
talking
is
about?
an allowance. They could take
Oh,
it away.
that kind of allowance. No,
That's
because
why.
the cop is getting a job that I pay for,
Can we
right?
take? Can we turn
He's
that around?
supposed to protect me and you.
Can we vote and take away your rights again if we wanted?
You could, depending on how many women would up there, but
we have the power. The power didn't change. We just gave you an allowance. We're allowing you to LARP and pretend you can
no, as a
operate in the world.
society, we came together and decided on that. And as a society, if you want to go back and enslave women again, which kind of is going to be hard,
You women couldn't do anything
you guys
about
aren't getting. You guys aren't getting the power that you had before.
If men wanted to, they could make that happen, right? And you couldn't do anything, right?
I don't think you could do it in this day and age.
Why
it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard.
Why would it be hard if men, you just admitted men have the power, brute force? Why is it that it would be impossible for us to revert to the thing you're horrified by?
What, to forcing us and raping us?
Whatever
worse. Is that what you want to go back to? Okay.
No, I didn't say what I wanted to. It's a hypothetical.
Of course, that's what you want. Just say it. Why are you so ashamed of saying it?
It's
you
just
yourself are ashamed of saying your thoughts. How is that even fair? Say it, that you want women to stay at home, just pop up babies, and you want them inside like a slave. You're embarrassed to say that.
You're a gaslighting psychopath.
No, you want to say that. You've said it yourself. Now you're embarrassed to hold.
You're a liar.
Wow. You're just a liar. First Wizard says, Shrillery, why shouldn't men just take all your rights away? Why not? You can't justify your ought claim at all.
Yep. She needs permission from the men to not do it, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, I need permission from
a
man.
You do.
Of course. Yeah.
You needed permission from
do you. You follow the same law as I do.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So does it make a difference?
Well, no, it doesn't.
If a female cop comes up to you,
you're yelling again,
and asks you for something, will you follow
Hillary,
her, or will you say, no, you're a woman, I don't have to listen to you? What would you do?
Hillary. The point is, collectively, you need men. Collectively, you need men, right? You to get the vote against all of the women, by the way, their opinions and what they wanted. They didn't want the vote. You guys railed against them, overturned them. All of the women who had choices in the matter in the referendum, you guys oversaw them. You obstructed them from making it the case that they didn't get the vote. So you already violated your principles to the start. Then you had to ask men who were in power to actually fulfill on the force applicator of this new policy giving you the vote and to protect it, right? So when you admit that in an instance, whether it's difficult or not is not in question. It could be the case very easily that a bunch of men collectively could turn it around. By the way, they did it in Pakistan. They gave women rights. They take women's rights. It's a demonstration that it's an allowance given by a group of men.
Do you even know what happened in Pakistan and why it went back that way?
I don't care.
You don't. I don't
because
care. It's the Sharia law that kicked in. It's the religious law.
You mean force? You mean force?
And change the society. But
you mean force?
The thing is, you can't compare we here as a society came to this understanding, the good man came to this understanding that this is what's going to happen. You have too many women in politics, in everywhere now.
That's true.
If you were to have a vote and go back, you think the other women are just going to rest and be like, oh yeah, hands up here, you guys can come and get us president.
What is a vote on
We're going to go down peacefully?
Mahleej, you will go down, because what is a vote without the backing of force?
Vote for who? You okay?
What is any vote for any policy, lady?
If we take a vote, why do you think that you guys will win? Is there more population of men than women?
The men always win. Listen very closely. The men always win because a vote relies on force. Whatever the policy outcome is on the vote relies on a bunch of men to enforce what the policy is, correct?
Not always. Not all the policies are by men. There are policies made by women.
Unbelievable. It's just insane. It's
this one. We do appreciate it.
No, women are not making policies. Is that what you're saying?
JB Peltier says, I'm actually married and have a home of my own. Just so you know, get a better cope. That's the one that you called broke. 03 Scumbag says, I said net good, lady. What net good has society gained from feminism? They said, what net good has society gained from feminism, Mahleej?
I already answered that question. It has given no happiness or no right to men. It's taking away rights from men, and it is started treating us women as human beings, and that's why they have a problem. The biggest problem all these men have is that how dare women are being treated as human beings. Why aren't there our little slaves and we tell them what to do, which is get in the kitchen, make me a sandwich. That's what I bet you his followers are sitting down there writing all this shit.
I wouldn't trust a sandwich from you, though.
You know, you better not. Oh yeah, you better not.
Be filled with poop.
You never know what I will mix in there.
It would definitely be poop.
It's so ironic because I sell food for a living too.
Oh goodness gracious! Don't say the name for your own sake. So
oh my goodness!
Wait! You said that women took some men's rights. What was the man's right that feminism took?
No, that's what you feel. We took your control. You guys had control over women, right? You had your control over women.
No, we still have control over women. No, I just demonstrated we actually still have control.
No, you do not have control because you cannot go and rape your wife, and have a kid. Okay, you can't force yourself on. And why?
Look, yes, and why is Mahleej? And the reason you can't is because men with guns will throw you in a cage, not women.
It could be a woman. It could be a woman. In my case, when I filed a complaint, it was a woman that took my statement. It wasn't a man.
I didn't ask about taking statements. I'm talking about men.
She's a cop. I mean, are you?
Do you know?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Let's go to the next one.
No. Anyway, Mahleej, I want to ask you a question.
So women cops are only there to take statements.
Listen.
Men cops are there.
No, women cops actually endanger other male cops. You know this, right?
I can argue the opposite. I've seen women cops take down more criminals, and the men are hiding behind cars.
Look at Mahleej.
I can give you lots of examples.
Mahleej, statistics, not examples.
I can give you a lot of examples.
Mahleej, Mahleej, I'll give you something. It's more likely statistically that an unarmed man can take the weapon of an armed female than an unarmed man can take the weapon of a male female. Does that make sense to you?
Probably, but that's not the videos I'm talking about. The videos I'm talking about, men with guns, cops hiding. And it was a woman actually taking down. Actually, it was in the UK, so she didn't even have a gun. She had a taser, and she took down all those guys. Again, in the mall, that was a female cop that took down the shooter. There's a lot of females. The thing is that the women that are putting themselves out there on the line, the fact that you just stood them down to this, they're doing nothing.
All right, we got to go to the next one.
It's just like drives me off the wall.
We just have so many questions, so we have to jump into like light speed again. One over in squared says, JimBob, what year did you graduate from Liberty University?
Liberty University. That's funny.
This one from Matthew says, I think she's doing great. She's preparing 99 simps in H. What does that mean? H. The Caged Monkey says it's which season? Once a year, she acts herself. This one from Nephilim says lazy. Let's see. Okay. You guys are pretty tough on both of our guests. This one from Trevor Abu Sufi says, I've seen Mahleej a few times and would recommend keeping her off your show. Oh, come on. She drives viewers away, but watching a medium intelligence debater like Jim absolutely wreck her
Yet he
is
watched the show and commented on it.
this one from Mahleej
I don't
just
know.
owned
I don't
you.
know.
This
I don't
one
know.
This one from Lumbago says, at the end of the day, we hope you abandon the disgusting mess that is feminism and turn to Christ. That is true liberation for all people. Now, Mahleej, I can't help but ask, because it did come up when we had Taylor Fogarty, she was debating in this Jasmine debater. They talked about whether or not women are happier. So, because presumably, like feminism has been growing in influence over the last several decades. It sounds like earlier you had said, like, yeah, like men's rights are being taken away. Like, are women happier as this progression has happened?
No, men's rights are not being taken away. Men just feel like they're losing control that they
Okay,
used to have
fair enough.
over women before,
Gotcha.
right? So that's
But
what I
are
was trying to say.
as
Is it
feminism
happier? Are women happier? Yes, women are happier because a lot of women were in abusive relationships. They can get out easily now. Before it was so hard to get a divorce. Women can get education. They can be on their feet. They're not financially being deprived. You know what I mean? There was so much trauma, so much abuse that women were going through. So of course, men are not going to like that. But of course, we're happier. Don't worry about these men that keep saying,
No.
"Oh, women are 50 and cats and this and that." We're happy. Don't worry.
No.
Why are you guys worried about us, anyways? If we're miserable, let us be miserable. Why do you care?
Why? Because unlike feminists who only think about yourself and individual.
You did your part.
Shut
You
up.
had 3 kids,
Shut
right?
up.
So just, why
Shut
do you give a
up.
shit?
let's
No, why do
hear
you give a
this
shit?
one at a
Shut
time.
up.
Why do you give a shit?
Because we live in a society with other people, right? And that affects us. Unlike you, feminism itself is purely individualistic. By the way, everything you just said is totally
now
made up.
we live in a
Shut
society.
up. I
Hold
let you
on,
talk. Shut
let's
your
hear
mouth.
from
Oh my
JimBob.
God.
Yeah,
Oh
shut
my
up.
God.
Shut
Now we
up.
live in a
I think
society.
he's
Okay.
just
I never said we don't live in a
Okay,
society.
sir.
we have to
There's actually a comprehensive study you should actually look at if you cared about anything that's true. Called the paradox. Shut up.
all right,
Called the
Mahleej, you have
paradox
to
of
actually
shut up.
The guy is so triggered.
The
Oh my
paradox
God.
of declining female happiness. It's a comprehensive study, and you could look at it.
Yeah.
It actually shows. It actually shows. Shut up. It actually shows that in short term, women go, I'm free, I'm happy, I'm like a bird. Look at me. I'm going to have sex with 500 men. It turns out that in a long period of time, and you're on your way, Mahleej, to an absolute disaster where you're
You look
crying.
pretty miserable to me.
So what you're heading toward, feminism heads toward, is the abandonment of the sterile time, the time where you're actually ready to have kids. Then you get to a sterile point in your life where you don't have kids. This is mostly the case. What happens, and then what happens is you wake up one day and you're 45. You're less attractive, right? So that game of being attractive is gone. The men your own age are even looking younger because they can look younger because men can do that and women can't. And then what you'd get is loneliness, no kids. You're stuck with a job. A lot of women are in debt because they think going to college is some sort of win in feminism. Really, it just means more debt. So women have more debt now. They're more alone, and they're without family structure. That actually, in the long term, Demon Lady, makes them unhappier. You're only looking at the short term of your celebration and your tour of Eat, Pray, Love that you get to do after your divorce. I'm a renewed woman. Well, just give it 10 years, honey.
this one coming in from
At 30, men start losing their hair. These are the men that are bald. You see some of those. Have you seen J-Lo? Have you seen some of these women in their 50s? They don't look like those women in their 50s 20, 30 years ago. Okay, so don't be going around here. Oh, women look like this and look like that.
J-Lo
okay?
is your exception.
Some of you men that are obese, you guys lose your hair at 30, get erectile dysfunction, and they're gonna come up here and telling us, oh, and men are desperate. Men will do anyone. Men will chase anybody. You want to see my DMs full of men? that are
No.
still chasing me that I don't give a shit about. Yeah, so exactly. I
Yeah, you're
might
on your way.
bring it down.
You're on your
we
way.
select.
This
we
one-
select. You get whatever you can actually
Not when you're
get.
40. When you're 45, you don't select anymore. That's where the change
Oh,
happens.
I do. Oh, I do select.
No,
that's
not
where,
when
that's where you're
45.
mistaken. Actually, I get
This-
more younger guys now than I did before.
Yeah, you're
Half
gross.
my age.
This one from Onomonophobic says, "What a modern day debate! What a lame response! If the fact checking is bad, do it better. Are you worried about scaring off your fact averse audience?" Wow. This one from Derek Sciota says, "Mahleej, what does we're at in history have to do? What does where we are at in history have to do with whether or not feminism is quote good for society? You have yet to demonstrate or justify why it's good for
Because
society."
today I'm not being burned or hung up as a witch for opening my mouth. Whereas in history, I would have been burned. Even if it was up to
Wow.
JimBob and his followers, they'd be outside my house with their torches, burning
That would only be for
me
you.
a witch.
That would
He'll be like, burn this witch. That's what he would want.
That wouldn't be for all women, just you.
Violence.
That would just be for you.
Yeah,
This
just
one-
for me. No, anybody like me.
No, there's no one like you.
There's a
No
lot of
one
women
like.
like me.
Oh God.
You
God
said
have
the same
mercy.
thing
Lord
to
have
other
mercy.
women you debated with. Please, come on, be honest. Come on, don't be a liar.
Listen. Wait a second. Pre-suffrage, were they burning women alive? You're so
I
dramatic.
just told you it was 200 years ago. The last witch was
So-
hung. That you said. Right?
So yeah, but the thing is, men didn't have property rights then either, so they're just as oppressed by your standard, right? Right, Ro.
But they had more rights. They still had
Ro.
more rights than women.
No, rights are a modern fiction from the Enlightenment.
No,
You don't
they
know your
still
history.
had more rights than women.
Rights didn't exist up until a certain point, lady.
A man would still go home and rule over his wife. Okay,
and you're a perfect example. And you're a perfect example why that should be the case.
No,
This one.
that's just because your little ego is hurt. Oh,
This
I can't help
one.
you with that.
This one from JB Peltier says, "Women act violently when passive men allow it." This one from Trevor Abu Safi says, "I've seen Mahleej." Oh, we got that one. Monkey Lee says, "Dr. James, I hope these Bloodsport style debates make good money. What's the donation goal to invest in mute buttons for belligerent panelists?"
50
Mahleej knows it's about her.
$50 a minute.
So, this one from Clicker says, "Mahleej, historically, when have women used force collectively to get what they want? Is the entirety end of humanity worth less than women doing what they want if reproduction is a problem? What is the most important thing to you?"
No, because there's other options. My whole thing is if a woman wants to have kids, she should, it's her choice. There's other choices. You can have surrogates, you can do adoption. There's millions of kids that need adoption. Go adopt them. We're not dying in the next day. This whole argument is all, oh, we're gonna die, we're a dying race. It's not happening. There's billions of us on the planet, please. And people are still reproducing. And I just heard in Poland, they're actually incentivizing. If you have 2 kids, you don't have to pay taxes. Maybe that's a way to encourage women to have kids, right? Do something like that instead of sitting on microphones and bitching about feminism.
Wait.
It's not feminism's problem.
Wait a second. Mahleej, or whatever your name is, Pajiv. Why can't you incentivize? You're saying it's okay to incentivize women to have kids now?
If they want to, yeah.
Wait. Is it okay to pass a law that incentivizes women having kids? That women who don't have kids don't get that benefit? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
This one from Do Appreciate It Shaw XD says, "Mahleej, can you give me an example of any law or right that is not ultimately an expression of force? In another way, is there any right that does not require enforcement to persist as a right?"
I don't know, because what happens in Canada, we have debates, then we put out a motion and be like, okay, this is what we want to do. This is what we want to make this law. And then it goes through people, voting system, people vote on it. I don't see anybody holding guns to their head and being like, you better vote on this and this better pass or we're going to kill you.
She didn't.
Those are back in the days, not now.
He
You have a
didn't.
system in place.
Oh my
to
gosh, he
work.
didn't ask whether or not they use a gun to make you vote. He said once a vote is passed and it becomes a law, he's asking for an example of a law. That's his post-voting. A law that's put into place, legislation, policy, that's not backed with force. Do you have an example of one law that isn't ultimately backed with the pointing of a gun?
No, probably not. But cops have to do their job. They're hired to do that in a society, right?
This one from this question, JB Pilcher says a lot of feminism is just hysterical, paranoid women wanting to have their own private economic off-ramps to escape the relationships their ideology ruins.
It's funny because they're the one hysterical. Oh my God, the birth rate is declining. Oh my God, the traditional family is declining. Oh my God, these women are going to be all alone and be unhappy. You guys are the ones going nuts. We're like, we're okay. Okay, sir.
Are you okay?
You're going to be alone. Yeah,
Wait,
I'm the one that's okay. You're the
wait,
one
you're
losing
okay?
your mind.
You're okay?
Ooh.
Are you the
I'm very
representative?
happy. I'm the only one that has actually been smiling through this whole. You've been there miserable. Like,
Are you?
hey,
Are you the
seriously, I've been having fun, enjoying, and being happy. Why are you so miserable?
Are you
Chill
the
out, man. Chill out, JimBob.
Are you the
With that
representative?
kind of name, you should be very happy.
Are you the representation of the epitome of feminism as a product, do you think?
No, I don't call myself the representation, but I'm a part of it.
So you're the if you were the spokesperson for women's rights, do you think young women look at you tonight and go, "Yeah, I want that"?
Actually, young women, when whatever work I have done, have been very influenced by me. So again, you can't make decision for women. You're not a woman. So how I don't even understand when men go and talk about this. You're not a woman. You don't know what it feels like to be a woman, and what it feels like to taking your rights away or treat you as a second class citizen, because you've never, especially white men, will never get that whole thing, treated as a second class citizen.
I think you've done a pretty fair job at representing what a second class citizen would look like tonight.
Yeah, because that's what you want me to be like. You want me to keep my mouth shut, and I'm not.
This one from
citizen.
I'm a monophobic says JB, women officers do not endanger other officers. In fact, the opposite, considering the full context. Provide any credible source backing up your claim.
Well, it shows that women officers are less likely to use lethal force. They hesitate more than male officers. I could look up the stats, but I looked into this before. It's demonstrably the case that women, because they're weaker and they're more hesitant because of their nature, they're more likely to be overwhelmed and not do the thing they need to do. You actually can see tons of footage of this where women start crying and freaking out, or they get shot, or they don't shoot, or they accidentally shoot someone. It's a true fact that you're going to see more examples of men who are unarmed literally flipping women cops on their head, 2 of them at a time. You're going to see less of that. This isn't controversial. You're going to see less of that with strong male cops. Now, do I have a problem with male cops being fat? Yes. But even a fat male cop in brute force in an environment is going to be more likely, quicker to use their gun, more likely to wield a weapon away from another man. This is not controversial. Women are weaker than men, generally speaking. So it's not a big deal. It's not like a diss to women. It's just that if it's the case that there's a weaker partner, even if it was a man who is exceptionally weaker than the other man, you'd go, yeah, you're kind of endangering me because you're actually exceptionally weaker. So why wouldn't it be true for women? It just happens to be the case that women who are weak are exceptionally weaker than even moderately strong men. So, I mean, you guys are coping so hard in the chat and pretending that women can just, that they're interchangeable widgets that could be put in any environment. That's just not true.
Oh my God, next time I'm gonna get all these videos that I see of
Yeah, me
men. I
too.
was watching this other video the other day. The guy was giving that
I'll have
cop the
more.
runs, and
I'll
the
have
stupid
more.
cop couldn't keep
I'll have
up
more.
with the dude. Oh my
I'll have
goodness.
more. I'll have more videos showing the opposite.
So,
Absolutely.
okay, what does
I
that
will.
prove? What does
It
that prove?
shows that statistically the volume of instances where women are actually they're actually overpowered by men is higher than when men are overpowered by men. Why is this contentious? If you admitted, and any one of you would admit, there's a reason why historically forever men are at the
There's
front lines.
incompetent people everywhere in every
We're not talking about
profession.
competent.
Men
We're
are
talking
also
about strength.
incompetent, and so are some women
We're
that
talking
would
about
be
strength,
that might
dummy.
come under pressure.
We're
Like, what are you
talking about
talking about?
strength.
Yeah, physically you guys are a little bit more strength, but when
Great.
you have a gun in your hand, it's a different story.
Why is it then that women are more likely as cops to get that gun removed from their hand than males?
Where? I don't know. Whatever videos I've been watching is the women that have stepped up. I don't know which videos you're watching, but I've seen a lot of cops, male cops, hide behind the women.
I can't
Jesus
believe
Christ.
I honestly can't believe how retarded you actually are. I thought it was a bit.
It's funny because you're the one on medication for retardedness and calling me. Are you
This one
projecting?
from
Medication
all
for
right.
retardedness.
Listen, he's on.
Projecting.
Let the record be known that JimBob's on a medication for retardedness. It's not easy, but we
That's
just
why he can diagnose, right? Because he already knows what symptoms he has to go
You're
through,
slurring.
right?
We
So
don't.
then he's like, oh, maybe she's showing the same symptoms that
Wait,
me. She must be
you're
retarded or
slurring.
drunk.
You're slurring.
we have to go to the next one.
Maybe you should get your ears
We
checked.
must go to the next one.
After tonight, definitely.
JB
Yeah, you should.
Kelsier
Good.
says a lot of feminism is just hysterical, paranoid women wanting to have their own private. We got that. Sorry. Raymond says, Jim Bob, Mahleej is getting back at you for all those super chats you made her read. This one, Alchemist says, I appreciate when a trans woman leaves Islam. That, let's see, we know you're not a trans woman, Mahleej. This one from.
That's okay. It doesn't matter to men, even if I was a trans woman. Did you hear about, hang on, did you
They
hear about
still
that
want you,
guy?
huh?
She's
Did
so
you hear
shit-faced.
about that guy in China? The dude that was on dating websites, he was pretending to be a woman and he would tell these men to come meet him. So these men would go there and they were like, oh, they're like gonna get lucky. So they bring him gifts, but they thought it was a girl. They would bring bread, eggs. One guy brought half bottle of oil. And then when they would get there, then they're like, are you a woman or a man? And then he was recording all of them. And there was one guy, he was like, no, you're a man, you're a man. Then he's like, fuck it, man, I'm here, I might as well do it. 1,000 men slept with that man.
Okay, that's sad.
And they're all recorded. You guys will put it in a hole in the wall. So don't tell me that I'm a trans woman.
Wow.
What? Wow, that was some incoherency. If incoherency could build a city, we'd have one.
Oh, why? Because I just told the truth that you men would do anyone?
This is interesting.
Imagine, and there were wives and girlfriends that found
Are you gonna tell
husbands
another
having
story?
sex with that guy. Oh
Are you
my
gonna
God,
tell
imagine
another
being in their
story?
shoes.
This one from. That's an interesting story. So Mahleej is saying, hey, even if I were a tranny, you would still want me. Okay.
Yeah.
So take that.
Take
Put
that.
people in chat.
You.
Oh, one over in Square. It says modern day debate. Who's in the modern day debate brain trust? You, Little Ryan, Dave Rubin, Peter Thiel. Who am I missing? What does that mean? Alchemist says, I appreciate we got that one. We're almost at the end here. We do appreciate them. They're good sports. They come here. They let you throw your poop at them in the live chat. Over and under Square.
Very Pakistani.
03 Scumbag says, to the screeching
Were
lady.
you being racist again?
No, racism is when you have a judgment about the value
What
of
did you
another
say?
race.
What about Pakistanis? What did you say?
Well, there's just there's some
There's some what?
cow patty stuff. That's not your
Cow patty stuff.
culture.
Do you know what cow dung is used for? Actually, do you actually know the benefits of cow dung? I'm
To
pretty
eat
sure you
it?
don't.
Oh,
Wait, to
no.
eat it?
Tell us what the
Oh,
benefits
it's
are.
used as a
Mahleej.
fertilizer, you dumbass. You know it's used
Oh no,
here
there's some
Kenya
people
as
who
a
eat it.
fertilizer, right?
Some
No,
people,
do we not use it as a fertilizer?
some people eat it.
Yeah, that's not us.
I know that. I wasn't talking
Yeah.
about you. Why are you so defensive?
White people also eat people. We've had cannibals. So what are you trying to say?
Mahleej, calm down,
What are you
Mahleej.
trying to say, JimBob?
My leech.
Are you a cannibal?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you said some people eat poop. I'm saying some people eat people. What are you trying to say then? Exactly what my point is. What are you trying to say?
Skip on both.
It's insane.
But this one from Jordan Lofgren says, get 20 women together to solve an issue. Each woman just wants their idea to be used. Get 20 men together. They just want the issue to be solved. Is this true, Mahleej?
No, because women form better communities. We have better social groups.
What's
okay,
better?
that's why we have more help too for each other. Men are the ones that are depressed. They don't have any social group. Men can go open up emotionally to others. They don't. That's why you see suicides.
What's a better group? No. Hold on.
Make better
Hold on.
bonding. That's
on.
why we're nurturing.
Mahleej.
So that's stupid argument.
Mahleej.
Yeah, nobody's talking to you. He
Ma-
asked me a
Mahleej.
question. Why are you interrupting? Nobody wants you. I'm the one that everyone
Mahleej.
wants to ask questions. You're not important.
Mahleej, the only reason
Nobody wants to ask you questions.
Mahleej,
Shut up.
Hold on.
Hold on. The only reason men are have a higher suicide rate is because they're actually better at it. Another thing men are better at than you.
I'll give you that. Yeah, good. Good that you guys are good at committing suicides. And not only that, killing other people too. You're better at that. Killing your partners.
That's right. You just
70% of spouses will kill. Yeah, like for me, I am more in danger with a spouse because most likely the person I'm with will kill me. So you just stranger. You should be proud of.
So you just contradicted your whole argument about the cop situation if men are better at killing.
No, I'm talking about as a spouse. Yes, I have more likely chances that you will kill us. So what are you trying to prove here?
I just showed you that.
Yeah, one more. Exactly. That backfired. Okay, you might as well shut up now.
Did you say backfarted?
This one from Onomophobic says, JB,
your fun for his ears.
What?
Said JB, your anecdotal evidence is amazing. Source on the full extent of all impacts having female officers being negative.
I don't have that, but it's available, and I'll happy to get it to you. I don't know who you are.
Trust me, bro. I said it. Trust me, bro.
Says the lady who said Google it.
Trust me, bro.
Says the lady who said Google it the whole time.
Yeah, Google it. It's grok. Like, come on, stop living in the cave, man. It's in your hand. How long does it take? How lazy are you, men?
I hate you so much.
Last one from 03 Scumbag says, you didn't answer my question. To the screeching lady, can you give an objective definition of a good man?
A good man is someone that is not going to force me to do things that he only wants me to do. Okay? Everybody should be able to make their own choices. That respects women, doesn't call them witch and bitch because I don't agree with him. Doesn't get his feelings hurt like this, emotionally available, who can understand what I'm feeling. But if the man that I'm going to describe, you're going to call him a simp. Anybody that treats me like a human being and respects me is a good man.
Really?
And there's many around. There's many good men around, actually.
Can it be possible that a man telling you to keep quiet could be a good, respectful thing ever?
Try. You've tried. Did it work? Did it work, sir?
No.
Did it work for you? It didn't work for you. It ain't gonna work for you. You're not gonna overtalk me. Believe me. Those days are bye-bye, gone long time ago. You can only quiet your wife. You only have control over your wife. And the women in your family who I feel sorry for. You have no effing control over me. All random women online.
You don't have control. You don't have control. You don't have control. You don't have control of you either.
Stop being my father. You have no control.
I am your dad. You turn me into your dad.
You were my
You
dad.
turn me in, dude.
All they
Lady,
want to do is just act like they're everybody's daddy.
you turn me into your dad in your opener.
And I'm scared for what kind of sons you're gonna raise.
This is exactly this. So what I want to point to is that
being my father.
The spirit of feminism is very present with us. Is that it's all rebellion to man, to father. When I ask a hypothetical question,
no, I am not rebellion to my father. I will let a random man online on a microphone try to be my father.
This is exactly my point.
Stop
exactly
being
my point.
Father.
Exactly
You're
my
not
point.
my husband.
Okay,
You're not my brother.
He's not your dad.
Nobody can tell me what to do.
Rebellious.
He's
not your dad.
Women in your family. Okay.
Yes.
So shut up.
It's all rebellion.
Shut up.
Pure rebellion.
That's your spot. That's where
Okay,
you belong.
you have to let him talk, Mahleej.
My view is that the spirit of feminism is pure rebellion. We saw it on right now. I couldn't ask for a better example of it. Pure rebellion. When I ask a hypothetical, is it possible that a male figure who's your husband, who loves you, is it possible when they tell you to keep quiet that could actually be the best thing for you? And she said, no, absolutely not. And then she went on a tirade.
No. I said you don't get to tell me.
Still, she's still doing it.
No,
she's still doing it.
Who are you to me?
Still doing it. She's still doing it.
Who are you to
We'll
me?
go to, okay, we got it.
Nobody to me.
He's
if
not
I'm
your
in
dad.
a relationship with somebody else,
Point made.
that's a different story. My
Point
father
made.
is a different
My
story.
point made.
We get it.
Nobody.
My point
He's
is
not
made.
your dad.
Any other woman outside of your family.
My point is made.
Mouth shut.
My point is made.
Nobody.
Rebellious.
Nobody.
Gotta go to the next one.
Rebellious
Okay.
spirit.
We all right. We got it.
Nobody.
Okay. He's not your dad. We are all agreed. We're past that.
Tonight I was though.
This one from.
You wish. All these wishes.
This is weird.
Oh my God.
Chaw
Wait till your wife watches that.
XDD says, well, that actually brings up a good question. Why ought everyone be able to do what they want? Why is that a good thing? What grounding are you using for that, for what is good or what is not good, Mahleej?
What, keeping my opinion, opening my mouth when somebody's abusing me and putting out my feelings or how I feel? That is what is that? I'm not allowed to do that because some guy named JimBob gets his panties in a knot because I'm not letting him be my father. Seriously, is that even a fucking question?
What is going?
He's still done it. The father thing every time, you guys. The father thing.
Stop it! All you men I debate with try to be my fucking father.
The father thing gets it every time.
Either they want to be my father or they want me to be their mother.
Every time,
partner.
Every time is a father.
You're not my father.
Every time it's a father.
There's a poll in the chat on who you thought was most persuasive tonight, folks. We have a couple more questions that people just squeezed in. Onomatophobia says, 44-year-old cis man here. Please try to come up with some new variation on the soy comments. Oh, that they're talking about me. You say, oh, onomatopoeia-phobic. Okay, thank you for that. And thank you very much for this super chat. This one came in from onomatophobia. We got that one. Chris Scott said, wait, did she say it's a good thing men are better at self-deleting? That's disgusting.
He said that.
No, you said it.
He said it. He said another thing men are better at. Don't you lie. Don't you lie. I'll rewind it. I'll show it right now. Right. Don't you lie. You said it. You said it. And proudly you said it.
Vagine, hold on a second. Listen.
He's going to lie again.
No.
That's the only way he can keep his point. He said it. He said, yes, men are better at that.
Let me correct you.
We're better at everything
Let me correct you.
Proudly. Bullshit.
Let me correct.
Bullshit. You can't go back on your word.
Can I talk for a second? So what happened is I descriptively said men are better at it. And this lady said it's good that they're better at it. If you read the super chat again,
you said it.
You said
we're better at it.
I didn't say that was good. I said they're better at it. You said that's a good thing. You said that.
That's one from.
What do you want me to say? You think you're good at everything, right? That's what you said. Yeah, we're better. You proudly said it. Look, we're better at even self-exiting.
You said it was good.
Why did you even have to say that? Why did you have to say that?
You said it was a good thing.
Somebody said that to me that, because I brought it up about the drag thing and the guy is like, see, yeah, us men, we're better at everything, even at makeup. And I'm like, wow. You should be really proud.
Jordan Lofgren.
Sometimes you should keep your mouth shut.
Jordan
quiet.
Lofgren says, Mahleej, can you say one single word in response to this and then not say anything else? Okay, she's just refusing. Let's see. Let me just double check that we got all the questions. I think we did, but I just want to be sure. Thank you very much for your questions, folks. Our guests are linked in the description. There is still a poll on who you thought was more persuasive tonight, whether that be made by JimBob or his daughter Mahleej. So check that poll out and let's see. You guys are hilarious. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time. This has certainly
I
been
swear to
entertaining.
God, it's not only him, it's every man online wants to be my father. I have a GoFundMe and I have like a buy me a coffee. If you guys are my father, you guys should be taking care of me.
Oh,
Go
of
start
course.
sending me some money
Oh,
right
you
away.
need men.
Yes.
You need men to
Do
support you
your
financially. What a
job as a
surprise!
father. You better provide for me
What a
as a
surprise!
father.
What a surprise! She needs
You're a
men to pay her.
deadbeat father, JimBob. Deadbeat father.
The super chats tonight on my side prove otherwise.
Oh,
Do you
sure.
need?
You
Do you
can
need
have
me to
the
coffee?
candy.
Do you need
It's
me to
okay.
buy?
You can have the candy.
Do you need? Do you
It's
need me to
okay.
pay? Do you need me to buy you a coffee? Do you need something from a
Yes,
man?
you're my father. A father's
Okay.
responsibility is to take
Okay.
care of the daughter.
Okay. I'll get you a
Go
coffee.
ahead, all my fathers, please.
I'll get you a
Go.
I'll get you
Do
a
your
coffee.
responsibility.
That's right. I'll get you.
All right, that was
Mm.
certainly interesting. And Honest Doubter says modern day debate make third option in polls a legit option. I will consider that. Thank you for your feedback. That poll right now is live at the Modern Day Debate page. And I want to say, folks, check out our guest links. Even if you were like, oh my gosh, this person just drives me crazy. Maybe there's a lot of value because if you go to their page, you're getting their message straight from them. It's not like a paraphrase from your own side. There's a lot of value. Ooh, but want to say thank you, Jim Bob and Mahleej. It's been an amazing debate tonight.
Welcome. Thanks for the invite. Mahleej, honestly, thanks for showing up. I'm glad people actually debate it. Most of the time they don't even show up. So I'll give you that, Mahleej.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not one of those to back down. Anytime you want to talk and be my father, I'm all up for it.
This is fun. Thank you very much, Mahleej and Jim Bob. I will let you guys go.
Thank you guys. Take care. Bye.
Take care.